Welcome to our pregame swarm with head Hornet Brian Maupin on the Maumelle Sports Network. I'm play-by-play voice Steve Henson, along with my color commentator Tyler Chenault. Gentlemen, how we doing?
Doing well.
It's playoff season. Doesn't get better than that, right?
Amen.
That's right. We are set and ready for it. But let's digest this Week 10 game first, and then we'll jump into it. But obviously, Coach, tough finish to the year, 42-0 setback to Robinson. That wasn't overly competitive. It was just a tough one. Give us your thoughts on last week's game.
Yeah, I mean, just kind of exactly what we talked about not wanting in the pregame show. So maybe I'll speak about what I really want, the opposite of that this week. No, it felt a lot like last year where we're moving the ball and we just cannot put the plays together to put the ball in the end zone. We outgained them on the game, which sounds wild when you get outscored 42-0. Deuce had two really good runs early on that kind of set the pace for them. We had 5 drives in the red zone that yielded 0 points, gave up 2 defensive touchdowns. You're just not going to win football games like that, and it's hard to keep it competitive. What I will say is I thought that the defense took the field a number of times after a disappointing swing. We strung 4 straight stops together there in the second to the third quarter. Defensively, which gave us a chance, but we got to finish those drives. You got to put points up on the board against good teams. Just moving it between the 30s and the 20s doesn't get you much. And so, props to those guys. They do a great job over there. Got some really good players. I think Coach Reisner has done just unbelievable work coaching up Deuce Williams at running back this year. He's really unlocked that kid. I think it's all coaching. So shouts out to Coach Reisner over there. You just got to finish drives. In games like that, you got to put points up. And when the plays present themselves, you got to make them. So.
Yeah, so a little bit about kind of what you just touched on. My question was, your offense, they were able to get some things going early, but they just couldn't finish the job, just like you said, put one in the end zone. So is that as much – maybe a mindset thing or something that now becomes a mindset thing that you've worked on this week to be able to finish drives to start the playoffs this week?
Yeah, I mean, we've definitely put an emphasis on red zone, having some things that we feel really comfortable and confident in that area of the field. It's such an important area of the field. But more than years past, we've proven we can move the ball kind of on whoever. But in the games that we've struggled in, it's finishing those drives and putting points up on the board, and then playing complementary football when the defense is getting stops, putting points on the board, and when the offense is scoring, get 1 or 2 more stops that kind of push it in our favor or out of reach in some of those other games in conference. And so, yeah, we've definitely kind of put an emphasis on the red zone package, making sure that when we call those plays, the kids have a lot of confidence. They've seen it work 100 times in practice. They hear the call, and you just get a little juice flowing, and you're like, all right, this is going to work. We worked on this, the one we've been running all week. And so, little stuff like that.
Yeah, I think, when you look at, you were talking about the outgaining them and some of the crazy stats, the 28 offensive plays is all that they ran in that game. And so, it was impressive what Robinson was able to do. Obviously, like Tyler said, though, like you guys have hit on, it was our offense moved. And I felt, though, that, maybe from a mental standpoint, once Levi kind of threw that first pick, it kind of turned things maybe in his mind a little bit. And then all of a sudden you're down big and you're maybe trying to do a little too much. And so, just an overall tough one, but obviously you still end up where you want to be. And that's in the postseason. And we knew that was, that was the goal, get to the postseason. Obviously you want to win a conference championship, and you got to set yourself up for that. So you got to be at least happy, maybe not with the way the last 2 games went, but overall proud of the way this team battled all year long.
For sure. Definitely. Obviously the goal is to compete for a championship. We were able to compete for one of those. The goal is to make the playoffs. There's only 8 games in all of 5A this week, and we're one of them. And so that's a lot. 5A is one of the tougher classifications to make the playoffs. Some of these classifications, win a game or 2 and you're in. And, and then the smaller ones, it's like, hey, we're bringing the first 5 off your conference all make it. And so, in 5A, I think it's one of the unique classifications. There's no buys. It's 8 really good football games across the state, but that's it. It's just 8 games. And so being in 4A for so long when I was at Robinson and you felt like playoffs was, 2 months, it hits you quick, and like last year when we won against Greenbrier and you're like, there's only 8 teams, there's 4 games going on in the whole state and we're one of the 4, that it just accelerates it so fast. And so, obviously you're about to talk about it. The draw of Parkview is what it is. But for me, when you only have 8 games going on in the state, you can't duck any smoke anywhere.
That's right.
Greenbrier was a great competition last year. And so to come in here and be like, oh, I wish we could get Greenbrier again because we did so good against them last. Like they're all good. Everybody that made the playoffs is a good team. And so, do you want to just make the playoffs and get the easiest draw, or do you want to make a run? If you want to make a run, you got to be prepared to face good teams.
Yeah, to your point, the 5A South, which is who we're obviously across from this year, is deep. I mean, Lakeside, Hot Springs, this Parkview team, Camden Fairview, that's 4 really good teams as well. So I don't think it matters if you were playing Parkview or Hot Springs or Lakeside or Camden Fairview. The challenge is the challenge, and I think that leads me into kind of what I want to talk about coming into this week is you look back, obviously 4th matchup in 2 years with Parkview. We knew what the animal of Parkview was last year. The guys they had, all the D1 talent they had. Things have changed this year, but even going to last year, first half of that first game, 9-0 at the half, you guys proved we could play with them and that we could hang on the field with them. And then the second half, things just unraveled. And then this year, same thing in that first game. I think I've said it a couple times. I thought we outplayed them wholly outside of a couple of interesting calls. I thought we really outplayed them in that first half. And then in the second half, it unraveled again. I guess what my question is, what's it going to take from the coaching staff, from the players, that mental hurdle that it seems to be that you hear Parkview? Because I think everybody right now, it's a foregone conclusion to most, Parkview's going to win the game. But we've proven that this Maumelle team can play with them. This isn't as talented of a Parkview team as you saw last year, but it's still a good team, obviously. But we outplayed them for a half. And so what goes into this week mentally for these guys to not go, oh, God, Parkview, and hey, we want to compete. We want to go beat Parkview this week.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of the same noise we heard about Greenbrier last year. Everybody kind of left us for dead after the Joe T game last year. They thought, oh, Greenbrier will out-discipline them. Those kids just want it more there. And and here it's, they got championship pedigree and it's playoff time. Parkview knows how to Parkview. And, what I would say is I watched the first game and I don't think we look anything like that team. And that's very exciting. Also that game came on probably my least favorite week of the season. It's Labor Day week. So you get practice one day out of school. So you have Labor Day that Monday. And then it was a Thursday game. So all of your prep going into that first matchup is way out of whack. I'd have loved to have caught them after the Benton and Bryant game. They look like a different team after those 2 outcomes. Maybe they don't walk out the tunnel as bravado as they do. And, seeing them go through the South, the key is you got to compete. They had Lakeside down 14-0. Lakeside storms back. They end up taking the lead 21-22, and now you're sitting here like, hey, we got a ball game, and I think that's kind of the biggest thing. The teams that lose to Parkview let it get out of hand and just kind of let it snowball. And the teams that find themselves with opportunities to win are teams that just stay the course, understand that they got good players over there. They're going to throw and catch well. They're going to pop a run every now and then. They're going to make stops. They're going to make it difficult. But if you can weather the storm, against Lakeside, they returned the opening kickoff. Mm-hmm. It's going crazy in there, I'm sure. Lakeside had a real opportunity to be like, well, I've heard an announcer during that game say they'd never scored more than 14 points against Parkview in the history of Lakeside Parkview. Wow. And so you got to be thinking when they take the opening kickback, like we're in for another long night. And I think if you can fight those urges to go back in history and realize none of that has anything to do with tonight's game. It's not like they get to roll over the points from our past meetings to this game. It's 0-0. And so we just have to come out on the field. I think the Greenbrier game from last year is a really big teaching tool and point for us this year. and just play a clean brand of football. We really, really like the game plan this week. I love these young men, and I wouldn't choose a different team to take out to battle with me on Friday, or I guess tonight, since this is when it airs. I'm excited about the opportunity. Love the draw. It's an interesting corner of the bracket. Obviously, you got to deal with Parkview first, but after that, it looks great. So let's get to after that.
Yeah, for sure. And Steve said it, first half of the game, speaking of game plan, you just mentioned it a little bit. First half of the game, we played with them, and the offense moved the ball pretty well, again, specifically through the air. And as you just said, and I completely agree, this team looks completely different than they did. They've taken so many steps forward, both offensively and defensively. But you were successful through the air that game. Is that something y'all are hoping to be able to attack again this week?
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I think kind of part of what we have talked at length about this running game, but I think the mark of good coaching is realizing what you guys do well and adjusting to it. And as much as I'd like to be a smash mouth, run the ball, set the tone, get these three different backs involved kind of team, we've been able to lean on Levi and Jackson and Christian and get Marshawn out in space and Davian now. And it just kind of fits us, and much like the first time we played them in Robinson last week, they do a good job in the box. They're going to, do everything they can from a numbers standpoint to discourage you running the football. And I'm not stubborn enough to bang my head up against a brick wall, and we're going to take what they're giving us, try to maximize our opportunities. Teams have had success against them through the air, so we're not going to shy away from that. I think Hot Springs was a good demonstration of that. When you can create separation on the outside and throw and catch a little bit, you give yourself a chance to outscore them.
Yeah, and you got so much more film now to see kind of what concepts and stuff work against them. It's a little bit different playing somebody that early in the year where you just got a little bit to look at. Now you have a whole season's worth if you can get your hands on all of it, which most.
Bobby was great about film training, so props to Bobby. He was good.
But last one for me, we all know a season is long, a season's brutal. Guys get banged up, and then making the playoffs obviously extends that a little bit more. How you looking health-wise moving into the first round?
Well, the big thing that killed us weeks 9 and 10 health-wise was I was pulling double duty. I was team doctor and head coach because Dylan had his baby. And, I'm a big family man, so I didn't, twist his leg or anything. So I was doing rehab and taped. I'm surprised we even fielded a team the last 2 weeks with me running that department. But Dylan's back, man. He's been great. He's been rehabbing the crap out of those guys. I tell them it's week 11, it's week 12, nobody's 100%. So you got to adjust what your 100% is. But for the most part, we're getting there. Jay Clooney got some good news this morning. So he's going to be able to tough it out and give it a go. What that looks like, not really sure, but I'm glad that a senior gets a chance to make a playoff run with his boys. Jackson Hampton should be close to full speed. So just excited about getting some of these guys out here and letting them give it all they got, because here's the thing. I'm not one that plans for this to be the last game, or I'm not one that plans that this could never be our last game. My thing is we're fighting every week for another week. And so I want these seniors to be able to go out there and battle for their other week every week.
Hey, everybody wants to end it at War Memorial, just not this week. We want to do it in a few more weeks down the road. So hopefully we can do that. That's right. Now, I will say, obviously you talked about the red zone struggles earlier, but a healthy Jackson Hampton would help that tremendously. We've seen Jackson tough it out for 2 weeks. I know when we left Whitehall, I didn't think we'd see him for a while. It was really surprised that he was able to even try to tough it out against Cersei, and then again, against Robinson. I thought he gave it all he had. You could see it, but it was obviously a problem. So hopefully, even if it's an 80% Jackson, I like our chances in the red zone a little more.
That's because Bud Kilmer was his team doctor leaving Whitehall, so that's a part of the problem.
The only thing my last thing is, you don't ever, nobody likes to play in moral victories and that kind of thing, but you look back, and I know, I think one thing the team and you guys, we could focus on is is the fight that this team had. You go back to Sylvan Hills and that just the battle, the back and forth nonstop. But more importantly, even though you're on a 2-game little skid here, that Cersei game and the fight and the battle, and that's what it's going to take against Parkview is 4 quarters of that. And so, that's obviously what we hope to see from the team this week. And I know that's what you guys are preaching this week in practice.
Yeah, I mean, it's 5A playoff football. I don't think anybody had Robinson losing their rematch with Lakeside last year, and you just get to this kind of type of year, and crazy things can happen. And so for me, I don't want the craziness to happen to us, but let's happen through us. So, my thing is let's take the field with pride. Let's go play Hornet football and trust God with the results. And so, I'm excited to be in the dance. Like I said, there's only 8 games going on in the whole state. So what an opportunity we have to be one of those 8, and let's try to be one of those 4 next week. And then, then you're practicing on Thanksgiving, and that's a special time.
Absolutely. Well, that's going to do it for our pregame swarm. Coach, appreciate you joining us. You guys join us live from War Memorial Stadium next. Good luck tonight, Coach, and go Hornets.
Appreciate it. Go Hornets.
All right, good evening and welcome to Playoff Football on the Maumelle Sports Network as we are live from Simmons Bank Field inside of War Memorial Stadium, the home of the Parkview Patriots. And Tyler, we get our 4th matchup in 2 seasons with the Parkview Patriots. Should be a fun one here tonight. Of course, I'm Steve Henson along with Bobby Jones on our main camera, Kristen Henson down on our field cam, Andy Gates up on production. And Tyler, how you doing tonight, man?
I'm good, man. We're back again. I feel like we spent as much time in this press box as we have in any other press box in the past 2 years. But, we're going to take another shot at it, kind of see if we can put 2 halves together, as we've talked about multiple times. I mean, every time we've played them so far, we've played them close for at least a half or so, and we just kind of fall apart in that second half. And it's just, can we kind of get over that hump? It's a team that we talked about at the start of the year. They're not the same team as they have been. They're not the team that we played twice last year. And they're definitely have shown some signs of weakness in a couple of games this year. They lost some games. They've played some close games that you wouldn't have expected to be close games. So it's a team that is beatable. It's a team that if the Hornets play how they can play, if they play up to their potential, then it should be a good game all game.
Well, and I mean, you said it perfectly. I mean, if we could play 4 quarters of what we saw in the first half of the regular season this year, in the first half of the regular season last year, then I think we've got a really good chance of beating this Parkview team. I mean, this is not your typical Parkview team that we've seen over their three straight state championships. This is a team that's obviously new coach. Sort of with Bobby Bolding there. No more Brad Bolding. But new coaching staff, kind of a new philosophy a little bit, but definitely not the guys than the dudes that they had last year. And Coach Maupin made a comment, I think it was Media Days or maybe in our pregame swarm earlier this year, talking about how, some of his guys last year when they saw this team, they were kind of almost starstruck by guys like Monterio Elston and Man and those guys. Whereas at least this year when we played them, that wasn't the case. I think the difference this year was, you outplayed them in the first half. You had a couple of penalties that didn't go your way. And then Parkview really got rolling in the second half, and I think we just kind of lost our confidence and had that, oh, no, here we go again moment. And that's what you hope doesn't happen again here tonight. We saw it, obviously, last week with Robinson. You said it probably best when we were down on the field earlier, that I don't know that we've seen anybody that just outmatched us speed-wise like Robinson did in all the time that we've done this. And so this is a game that I think matchup-wise, I think we match up well. The question is, do we match up mentally well with these guys?
Yeah, Robinson is a different animal, especially in terms of team speed. And you haven't said it the past 3 years, but you're taking a step down in competition going from Robinson to this Parkview team. Yes, they've still got some players. Yes, they've still got guys that can go out there and can take over a football game, but you said they're going to do it differently. They're going to try and run the football on you. You've got to be able to be stout up front. And one thing about this defense is we have shown we're a little bit better at stopping the run than we are stopping the pass. The pass has kind of hurt us defensively so far this year. And don't get me wrong, they'll throw the ball on you and they'll try and throw the ball on you, but they like to run the ball. They like to pound it and get that clock moving a little bit. And we've been stronger in the box. And compared to the first time we played them, we're a little bit healthier in the box. We didn't have Davian Jordan for the first half of that game last week 2, I guess it was, and which is interesting. Once he came in, that's whenever we played a little bit worse. But I mean, we know that he's a guy with the speed that he has and the strength that he has to help stop that run game. They're doing a little bit of different things up front. Coach Mop said they're moving Jalen Harris to that point, to that position, that kind of nose position where he's the one that's taking on double teams all night, which you don't expect him to get moved. And then you got London McEwen, who's going to be able to move and cross face of those guys that are blocking down on him. So they're just making a few adjustments defensively up front, and there's a few things that maybe they have some tendencies now that they have an entire season's worth of film that they can identify some stuff.
Yeah, so, let's take a look at how these teams got here. Obviously, Parkview, number 2 in the 5A South, obviously opened the season a 42-14 win over Maumelle. And then in week technically 2, I guess that would have been week 2 against Bryant. They lost 49-6. Lost to Benton the week after that, 28-14. Lost to Hot Springs, which is the difference in their conference standing, 23-20. But they've now rolled off 6-7 wins in a row. I did not just say that. 7 wins in a row to get to this point. And including a big win over Lakeside a couple of weeks ago that kind of solidified their spot at the 2 spot. Beat Camden Fairview last week. It really routed them, who's the 4 seed out of the South. And so this is a Parkview team. They don't need confidence, but they've got confidence right now at winning their last 7 coming into the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, in their conference, very similar to us. They played the teams that, historically aren't as good or aren't as good this year. Very tough, right? They had a lot of mercy rule games, as Will hates for you to say. So I'll just give him one, and then I'll get back on sportsmanship. But then whenever they got to the teams that are in the top of that conference, they were close games, and it's very similar to what we saw minus that Robinson game, which we won't talk about that one too much. That one's in the past, and there's a lot of things that obviously you would like to change from that one. But we move on, and now we're 2 teams that are in similar positions, even though we're the 3 seed, they're the 2 seed. We've seen similar years so far. You beat the teams you're supposed to beat by a lot. You played close games with the teams that you weren't supposed to beat, or that at least it's going to be close for.
As we take a look at the Centennial Bank playoff bracket, you see obviously the South's 2, Parkview, Central 3, Maumelle. The winner of this one will face off with the winner of Valley View and Harrison. And of course, at the top of the bracket, the number 1 seed out of the Central, the Robinson Senators. You can catch them over on the Robinson Sports Network as they'll do battle with Camden Fairview. Farmington, the 2 out of the West against the East's 3, Harding Academy. South's 1, Hot Springs against Central's 4, BB. And then Nettleton and Morrilton. And, of course, we go down to the bottom side of the bracket with Greenbrier, the 1 seed. What a year Greenbrier's had. Talk about build off of what they did last year. Enoch Hassan just continues to impress in the backfield. They'll get Batesville tonight. And then a very intriguing matchup in the 2-3 game there with Searcy and Lakeside. That could be a very interesting game as well. We know what we got out of Searcy. And we know just how good that team is. Robinson really got taken to task at least for a half by that squad. So, as we roll into Tier 2 or into the playoffs, this is fun time. This is when it's a lot. It doesn't quite feel like football weather out there just yet. It's getting close, but this is when it's a lot of fun. It'll all culminate December 6th at noon right here in this stadium. So as Coach Moppin said on our pregame swarm, let's bookend it. Let's start here and end here, and hopefully that's the way things go.
Yeah, for sure. And just one thing you might want to pay, apparently across the state, everybody's saying that Hot Springs BB game is one to watch for a 1 seed losing to a 4 seed. I don't know where all that chatter's coming from. I mean, BB, they they played Robinson pretty good for a little while there. So maybe if you want to pay attention to somebody that might be on upset alert, that's what the state's saying. I don't know where it's coming from, but one to pay attention to. And then if we can pull one out this year, might be on the road again to Valley View. It's not been too long since you've been up there.
Oh, I don't. Oh, that's it's an interesting place to call a game. I will say just quickly, my experience there was we were on the roof, which was great. That was not the problem. I've never been at a football stadium that was so. The energy, there was zero energy before the game. It's in the middle of a cow pasture. There's nothing around it. But it is when they fill that place up when they come in, it's a lot of fun, and it's a great place to play a football game. So if that's where we end up a week from now, then so be it. We'll have some fun and go. But you see our captains getting ready to make their way out onto the field. And I will remind you as well of some of our other games across our network. Pulaski Academy, first losing season since 1992. An incredible stat when you think about it. They travel to Fayetteville tonight. You can catch that on the PA Live Network with Tristan Harlan, Kyle Sutherland, and Blake Amsler. We got Blake's dad, like 4 booths down from us, Mr. Chris Amsler. Do want to say thanks to Chris for our rosters.
Hey.
I didn't have them printed this time. I was going to roll off the computer, and then I caught Chris and said, hey, can you bring me your rosters? So, and then, of course, over on the Mills Sports Network, we will have the Mills Comets, and I have drawn a blank on who they play tonight.
But don't look at
Oh
me.
my gosh, you're supposed to help me here. I should know
I'm not the co-owner of the entire network.
Shh, don't tell anybody that. Helena, that's right. Helena West, Helena tonight. So big matchup for them. You can catch that one on the Mills Sports Network with Trip Keeter and Darius Robinson.
Trip's
and
going to be mad at you.
I have a feeling that they're the Mr. Coinage of the call. That looks like a touchdown. Terry Jordan will be in the house with them tonight, so that should be quite interesting as well. Yeah. And then, of course, over in the Robinson Sports Network, Robinson doing battle tonight. You can catch that one with Chris Gay and Will Stafford. So our captains are making their way out onto the field. It'll be Jordan Harris, Jonathan Wheeling, Caden Brooks, and Bubba Johnson. And for Parkview, it will be, looks like Jaden Jones, and now their numbers are obscured.
63, Jaden Johnson.
4, Jermaine Conway.
And then 60, yep.
So Ezekiel Mac.
I would think it's supposed to be McIntyre,
but exactly
looks
what
like
I was
McIntyre.
thinking. And somehow I was on the phone with Jake, but was no longer on the phone with Jake. But okay.
We were going to come to you, Jake.
All right. I think I have Jake. I don't even know what's happening here. But anyway, I'm going to let you watch the coin flip here. We'll go down to Jake Hall real quick for a sideline report to get things started.
That.
Maybe. Jake, do we have you, Jake? We don't have Jake.
Jake, do we have? He looks like he's trying to do something down there.
Hang on, Jake. We're gonna restart this because my phone's messed up.
Jake doesn't have on his Natural State Sports polo.
I know, but I do got to give him credit. He's got the Niners stuff going. So
we won the toss. We did defer till the second half. Got to hear a little insight from Coach Moppin while Steve's trying to get Jake up. We got to listen to the conversation with the refs pregame, and yes, the kids go out there and they tell the refs what they want to do, but the refs are always going to check with the head coach because sometimes those kids kind of forget what they're supposed to say out there. So they asked the coaches pregame whether if they win the toss, what they want to do, and Coach Moppin said he's always going to defer, and the line of thinking is good there. I kind of agree with it. When you defer, that means you give yourself a chance to have that 2-for-1, to have that back-to-back, where if you have the ball at the end of the half and you can put points on the board, then you get the ball back again at the start of the second half and have another chance to put points on the board. So that's kind of where you see that from a lot of coaches. It gives them that opportunity.
All right, I think we got Jake now. Jake Hall, you down there with us?
Yep, I'm here. I'm here.
Right, there we go. Jake, how you, give us the first sideline report of the night.
Okay, sideline report of the night. I just checking on the captains that were coming out of the tunnel, man. There's a weird calmness, like a calm before the storm. I think these guys are really locked in right now, and they look comfortable. I'm really happy with what I'm seeing down here on the sideline. I'm really excited to see what these guys can put up tonight.
That's good to hear. That's kind of what we want to hear. We hope there's a good air of confidence among this program here tonight. Jake, we'll be back with you here in just a bit. All right, so Parkview makes their way onto the field. Hornets have made their way onto the field, and we are ready for our Ackles kickoff here in round 1 of the Centennial Bank High School Football Playoffs. And all culminates right here at War Memorial Stadium on December 6th. And yours truly will be on a field camera for those games. So
Second year in a row, right?
Yep.
We need to get you into the action. Maybe get a play coming at you or something. I'd like to see you.
Listen, last year.
Try and tuck tail and run.
Last year I got trucked by the Gatorade bucket while there was a very emotional conversation going with Kane Archer, and they decided to throw the Gatorade on him at that moment, and I got trucked by that bucket, so that was a lot of fun.
Fun is an interesting word to use in that situation. But, I mean, you were the one that did it. It wasn't me, so I don't really know, but I don't know that I said fun.
It was a good time. It was the first time, actually, that they had ever had a field cam for a state championship game, so we were excited to be able to do that. So, all right, our Ackles kickoff momentarily as Tyler informed you a moment ago. Hornets did win the toss, deferred. So it'll be Parkview football to get things going.
So Steve Henson was the inaugural field cam operator for state championships in Arkansas.
I think it was either me or Kristen. I think I did the first game because she was on the end zone cam. So and then I did the first one because then Friday night I had to go call Mills Elkins.
Yep, I was there. It was cold.
Fun game though.
Oh.
Hey, thanks for turning those off. Appreciate you there, Andy.
Just got a little darker in here.
So Moran on, and we are ready for our Ackles kickoff. Sky kick, returnable from the 30. Looking for the corner. And he will finally be wrapped up and taken down.
Here comes a flag. How do you see anything in there?
Still not actually on the ground.
Yeah, they were trying to get that ball out. It was Jaden Jones with an 8 on the return, and they were raking at that ball. I'm wondering if as they were raking at it, they got a hand up there in the face mask.
So a PI roofing penalty on the first play of the night. Yep, you're right. Not the starts you wanted. We've talked about penalties this year. That's just an unlucky one, though. He had a pile of guys and trying to rip him down, just wasn't able to do it. So, without committing the foul. So a PI roofing penalty to start things, and now Parkview's offense on the field.
And field position has been something we've had to contend with a lot of the year, and even in that first Parkview game. So it's not a great first possession for the defense right here, starting close to the shadow of your own goalpost.
So quarterback will be Montrell Thompson. Motion Jones, they'll hand it up the middle. Room to the left side, and the tackle there is on the carry is Dak Crosby.
London McEwen right there at the point of attack, exactly what coach wants him to do, and causing Parkview to have to bounce it outside. There just wasn't anybody left on the edge, so he's able to get 5 good yards on that play. You got to make sure that everybody's in their spot so that you have somebody on the edge, so then London has a chance of making that tackle.
So 2nd down and 5. Thompson gets the snap, hands it away to Crosby again, and off the edge is Jordan making the tackle.
Yeah, and there Davian Jordan talked about him missing the first half of the first game. He's a guy that brings some much-needed speed right there, and he kind of shooting that open gap from pullers and all is kind of what they've got him keying in on this week and trying to chase stuff down from behind, and you saw a little bit of it right there.
And Jordan's a guy that I would love to see them, obviously, as we get to the other side of the ball, get him going from that tight end spot or, split out into the slot. It'd be great to see him get going. We saw the speed from him in the Searcy game. Would love to see a little bit more of that here tonight.
Man, a good tight end can be dangerous for any offense.
Thompson, they'll hand this one away. Big hole to the left side. That'll be enough for an Acre Pharmacy first down as they give it to Sadiq Goji on the carry.
And okay,
it's a new one.
Yeah, I don't remember that name from last time.
Nope.
But a good little carry. It was a good size hole. It closed pretty quickly for that second and third level of the defense to come down and get him down. So they held it down to a lot less yards than they could have gotten without it opened up at first.
So 1st and 10 after the Acre Pharmacy first down.
Got to try and get a tackle for a loss or at least no gain at one point right here.
Thompson. And that, I think it's going to be an illegal motion call He'll break the tackle. It's going to be a touchdown Parkview, but I believe this is coming back as Marshall scores. But the motion man cut up a little early, and I think that's going to be our flag.
Yeah, Carmelo Johnson in his motion, he wasn't running lateral anymore when they snapped that ball and was coming forward, and it's pretty much the same thing as a false start. You got an early start. It's not arena football where you can have someone running towards the line of scrimmage at the snap.
So as we await, and that is the illegal motion, so a 5-yard penalty, wipe the touchdown off the board. So, and there's your play behind the sticks now. He didn't get it in a tackle, so it'll be 1st and 15, but a little bit more work here for the Parkview offense.
Yeah, still first down, but it definitely makes you have to get a few more yards per carry running the ball, which they're going to try and do more. They threw it there, right? But that's after they hit you with multiple runs trying to lull you asleep. We had guys there, and we didn't make the tackle, but, grand scheme of things ended up not mattering.
All right, so 1st and 15. Thompson, 2 receivers to the far side of the field. They'll hand it away to Crosby up the middle. Crosby breaks the first tackle, stays on his feet. Now the pile pushes. He's inside the red zone. Now they're going to mark him short at the 21-yard line, but a tough gain for the Patriots on that one.
Yeah, I mean, they're holding these guys up, and they're getting them held up, and hopefully trying to get the ball out. If you're doing anything right there, you got to be trying to get the ball out. But if not, we got to just be able to get them down. And they're gaining a few extra yards every time they're carrying the ball because we can't get them on the ground.
2nd down and 7. Parkview Athletic Director Coach Randall to our right. Thompson, he'll keep this one. Room to the left side, and he is shoved out of bounds. It looks like he's going to be just beyond the sticks. It's Mayweather in there on the tackle, but that'll be enough for another Acre Pharmacy first down for the Patriots.
Yeah, they're just getting a lot of extra bodies. They're outnumbering you on either side they're trying to run the ball to. And that's what a good offense tries to do. A good offense figures out where can we get the numbers, where can we have an extra blocker or an extra body. And so far with their formations and how they're pulling their guys, they're getting themselves in good positions.
First and 10 into the red zone. It's been all running. Now they're going to throw it. Looking back corner of the end zone, and that one too tall for the intended receiver as they were looking for number 3, Kyrat Folks, on the play.
That would have been a heck of a catch. Then he lost the ball. It bounced. If you can see, there's a little crevice between one wall and the other wall over there, and he couldn't find it. But that would have been a heck of a catch if he'd have been able to rise up and go get that one.
So funny story about that end. Those crevices are created so when the ball is kicked into the end zone, it rolls under the stands and back out, and it can be taken. Well, back when my wife was pregnant with our oldest, we sat right over there behind those goalposts, and when Ole Miss kicked the game-winning field goal against Arkansas, we caught that ball, and we ran out of the stadium with it as her pregnant belly. Still have it in my house. And there's a nice play on that one.
No, he was down. He was down. His forearms and everything.
Trying for the Marshawn Wiley play. Doesn't work.
You got to land on top of the guy. Forget that one. But that's similar. Was it an L.A. Rams game or something earlier this year where the guys caught the ball and you see they both sprint? Like the person they're sitting with, they're pointing up and saying go, and they did. They got the ball and they sprinted out of the stadium. I don't remember what it was. It was an NFL game, though, I'm pretty sure. That was the exact same. It wasn't a game-winning play like y'all's was. A little bit more to it, but very, very similar.
Yep, we took advantage of that pregnant belly.
They didn't have a pregnant belly either.
we had a little bit of an advantage in the moment. 3rd down and 9. Big 3rd down here for the Hornet defense.
They're going to spread you out now and see.
Try to run a little bit of option. It's actually a pass, and that's going to be 6. Touchdown, Patriots. Creative play call there.
So Coach Moppin, he's saying it was a forward pass, and where they passed the line of scrimmage whenever they did, or even if they weren't past the line of scrimmage, if you had blockers downfield, you could have had ineligible receivers downfield.
Let's see if Andy's got the replay after our Kids Being Kids Therapy extra point here.
I don't know what he just said.
The stadium has the replay.
We missed it.
Went away.
I can maybe get it here.
So the Kids Being Kids Therapy extra point is up and good. And with 7:44 to go in the first,
Oh, there it is.
Parkview leads at 7-0. Yeah, he was behind.
But he threw it forward,
Yeah.
and there were linemen that were down on the 5-yard line.
You see
So
Moffitt
that was
still having that argument. Yeah.
100%. That was an eligible receiver downfield. Even if he was behind the line of scrimmage when he threw it, he still threw it forward.
So a break for Parkview here early.
I guess unless it's similar to like a screenplay at that point. I don't.
Yeah, but you still, in that situation, and I'm sure someone in the comments will correct us if wrong, but you could still, those linemen can only be no more than, 2 yards downfield, 3 yards downfield, correct?
Yeah, there's a little 2-ish yard window, but yeah, I don't know exactly how it works if the pass was behind the line of scrimmage. I mean, because, you get some screenplays where those guys are downfield and they still throw it forward to the receiver, but he's behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, and in that scenario, the receiver was not behind the line of scrimmage. He was definitely well ahead of it. Either way, 7-0 Parkview.
Oh, interception, Robinson. Tip pass interception. You think it's
Is that Frampton?
it's going to be a touchdown. That's the second one in a week that they've had a pick six off of a tip.
Akel's kickoff returnable.
No.
Jackson.
Oh, just keep running.
And he'll be pushed out of bounds. He gets out to the 36-yard line, but a good return for Christian Jackson.
It was a good return, but if you're going to slow down, you got to then try and make a move. Don't just slow down and let him push. If you're going to slow down, have a move ready to make. Don't just let him push you out of bounds. If you're going to not make a move, then just try and accelerate through it, and maybe he's going to miss you or not get enough on you. Essentially, what happened is he slowed down and just gave himself up to get pushed out of bounds. The whole Connor Forte, he told us the lineman was downfield. If anybody would know, it'd be that guy.
It'd be pancakes. Jacob Henry in the backfield. Levi Warrior gets the snap. They're going to go to Henry on the first play. Nice little seam, but it closes quickly. Henry's going to get out to the 40. It'll be a gain of 3 and 2nd down and 7.
But I'll take that, a 3-yard game running the football, because, again, they've got the dominant defensive linemen down in there in the middle of that defense. And if we're able to get some movement up there and there was a hole early, it could bode well as this game goes on.
Warrior looks to the sideline, gets the play call from offensive coordinator Coach Burcham. This time they want to throw. And 2 receivers again in the same windows. You had Jackson Hampton and Jordan in the same spot. They'll fall incomplete.
I don't know. Jordan, he was kind of running like a little flat play, just a quick out right there, and then Jackson Hampton running the slant. Maybe Jackson Hampton's slant was supposed to be deeper, but even so, even if Jackson wasn't there, the guy that was in coverage on Davian Jordan's the guy that made the play anyway, and it wasn't going to happen one way or the other.
3rd down. Warrior pumps, brings it down, takes off, hit from behind, does a good job to hold on to the football. I think he did. I saw something fly onto the field behind him, but either way, it's going to bring up a 4th down and about 5 for the Hornets, and see what they decide to do here, and they're going to punt it.
Yeah. Well, I about thought when he pulled that thing down first, I thought we were about to hopefully get a tuck roll. I thought that was coming out of his hand. That was a very aggressive pump fake, because I don't think it was a pump fake. I think he was about to let that thing fly, and then last second he decided not to.
I'm not sure what he didn't like, unless he just didn't have the window he wanted. It looked like he had Jackson just going back. Jackson was running a little curl in 1st down yardage, and he was open. I'm not sure why Levi decided not to throw.
Going to take the delay of game or waste a timeout?
Take the delay here for sure. It looks like
it's a double whammy right there. You took a little while to make the decision to punt, and then you got a guy that's not paying attention and comes out late, so you're going to get a delay of game on that one.
So they will take the PI roofing penalty, back it up 5. That's actually, is that Cooper back there punting now, I think, not Levi.
I think 8's the.
I believe that's Cooper Phillips, the freshman, who's punting. Kick kind of straight up. You hear the chants of Peter as it hits the turf. And one will take a bit of a Hornet roll inside the 35 to the 34. So all things considered, that's terrible there after the punt. So it'll be Parkview football with 5:50 to go in our first quarter.
Well, it's worse field position for Parkview than their first possession. I mean, you got a lot of airtime on that punt, so nobody's going to return it. It was 28 Cooper Phillips on the punt right there, and you hope you can get a little bit more depth on that punt. But I mean, airtime is an important piece of the punt as long as it goes forward, and it did.
Let's go down to Jake Hall real quick. He's got some thoughts from Coach Maupin on that last touchdown for Parkview.
Hey there, guys. There was definitely some frustration on that play. I couldn't really see from down here, but on the replay, it looked like the quarterback was past the line of scrimmage, throwing it forward, and there was an obvious ineligible receiver downfield. Ball.
Sorry to cut you off, Jake.
I think Jay Will's got it.
Jay Will gets the fumble recovery.
He started with it. It got taken from him late, but if they got an eye on it, Jay Will had it first.
Here we go. Here's the replay. And it is
football. It's a good call. Refs saw that one. Jay Will had it quick. Parkview came in late and ripped it away from him. But
it was Jordan actually who rips it out.
Yeah, see right there, Jay Will's got it, and then the guy dives in late. Yeah, right
Jay
there.
Will's down with it there.
Great job by the refs right there. Parkview did end up with the ball, but it was obvious that Maumelle had it. Possession of it and was down.
Sorry to have to cut Jake off. I came to him in a bad spot, but we didn't expect a fumble there. We'll take it. Great field position now for the Hornets. Levi Warrior claps his hands. Henry in the backfield. They'll fake it to him.
He's got him.
Puts it up. Jackson's got to wait on it. And P.I.
I don't know that it really was, but I'm going to take the penalty. If he would have slowed down a little bit more and got him to run into him, then it definitely would have been one. But there was still slight contact there, so I'm going to take that anytime you give it to me.
It's going to be a P.I. Roofing defensive pass interference on Parkview, and I'm with you. I was really trying to say a P.I. Roofing penalty, but it looked like to me that he got his hand up there at the right time. It looked like a pretty good play.
There was very little contact, but
these were not calls that we got the last 3 times we faced off with this team, so we'll take it. This time they will give it away. Henry waiting patiently.
There you go. There we go.
Inside the 25. They're going to mark him at the 22. That'll be a gain of 7. It'll be second down.
I'm telling you, I don't need 20, 25, 30-yard gains running the football. I need stuff like that. Even that first 3-yard gain is really more than we were able to get the first game we played against them. Running the ball was like pulling teeth the first game against Parkview. But now you've got some positive yards running the ball. You got a little bit of momentum. You just got to keep it going. Offensively, you can't get down here and stall like last week against Robinson.
Henry will motion out. Warrior looking left and too tall for Christian Jackson.
Yeah, got to be able to hit that ball. He's right there. He's open. He's in that spot. The little bubble in the zone. You got to be able to hit that one.
Third down. That's been a thing with Levi. I've talked with him. We've talked a lot about it, especially last week with his accuracy issues and the footwork. And, last week he struggled a bit, but hopefully he can settle in this one.
You're in 4-down territory right here. I can only imagine they're not going to try and kick a field goal. So you got 2 plays for 5 yards.
Warrior fakes it, got him in the slant, and did he catch it?
He
Hampton
did. Oh, my
What
goodness.
What a catch by Jackson Hampton.
Oh, no. They're going to have illegal formation or an offside. Maybe an offsides, but.
Let's see what the P.I. Roofing penalty. What a ball and what a catch by Jackson Hampton.
He had a guy right. I think you probably could have got P.I. on that one, too. On the back, on the hip.
Let's see what our call's going to be as we await our white hat.
A little discussion.
Hornets are walking the other way, so obviously this is going to be against us.
Here comes Maupin. He's got to figure out what they're trying to call on him. He was back there.
So it's covered up on the play, I'm guessing.
Too many guys on the line of scrimmage. Should be third and 10.
Should be 3rd and 10.
Illegal touching?
Illegal touching is not a loss of down, but I think that is how they ruled it.
Huh.
Interesting. So it is 4th down.
You don't see that play very much. So I don't have. You had a guy covered up again up there.
Now Warrior drops. Pressure gets picked up, but Warriors got to scramble. He's got Isaac, can't see him. Back of the end zone's where he puts it, and
No!
Did Isaac come down with it?
No, he didn't.
Oh, Christian ends up with it.
God.
Oh, man. And they do roll an incomplete. My goodness. We just about had the highlight play of the night right there.
And Isaac had it in his hands.
Jackson Hampton still trying to get an explanation.
But, I mean, Christian comes up with it, and he was definitely out of bounds, obviously. But Isaac had it in his hands early. The Hornets fans just saw the replay and aren't too happy about the call. We're going to see it right here.
Yeah.
Levi does good getting out of there and throwing a ball up that's at least catchable.
Oh, it was the contact.
Levi, he catches it. If they're not both, which they're running the scramble drill, so that it happens like that sometimes. But if Christian Jackson doesn't get a hand up there, he's trying to make a play too. It's nothing that he did wrong. But if he doesn't get a hand up there, I think Isaac does come down with it.
All right, so ball goes back to Parkview after the turnover on downs. Thompson will hand it away. Crosby up the middle. Breaks a tackle. Sets his sights on midfield. Out across the 45, and a big first down play there for the Patriots.
Looks like, and that's just huge swings right there, and it all stems from a pre-snap formation penalty. Like, you have to be able to, first round of the playoffs, we have to be able to line up correctly. You can't have receivers that are going to go out and run a route covered up by another receiver. And those are things that have to get worked out early in the year, and they shouldn't be happening right here that then cost us possibly a touchdown because we'd have been down inside the 5.
Thompson hands it away again. Crosby left side. Crosby wrapped up after a gain of about 2, maybe 3. I mean, just shy midfield. A gain of 3, so second down and 7. Camden Fairview just scored.
They are a good 4 seed. Nobody was picking an upset alert here just because of how good Robinson is. But of all the 4 seeds, Camden probably is the best of the 4 seeds.
Well, I think the love you were talking about in pregame. I think the love for BB is the fact that they had the upset last year in the first round, and I think that's probably what people are playing off of. Oh. Jay Will, I thought we had a pick 6 with 3 Hornets in the area, just 1 blue jersey, but that one falls incomplete, third down.
And he saw that one. He started to break on that little bubble route a little bit too fast. Had he got just a little bit flatter down the line instead of down south towards the bubble, he probably is right in the window of that pass. But incomplete passes that get you where you want, 3rd and 7 is a lot better than 3rd and 2.
Thompson
Wheel
drops,
route, looking for the
right.
back.
Got Crotton through his hands, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Threw it behind him. That's tough. Those shoulder pads now, it ain't as easy to get your hands up behind your head. You see guys do it a lot of times. They don't go behind their head as much, but it makes it a little bit tougher, especially if those shoulder pads are a little bit too big. And when you got short arms like I do, you never could get your hands above your head in shoulder pads.
Now Fairview returned the favor. We've got 2 defensive touchdowns in the first half of that game.
Was that a
7?
Was that one tipped too? Because it looked like it was 2 miles up in the air before he caught
It
it.
looked like Reese got hit on the throw,
Okay.
which caused the ball to go straight up in the air. So, defense ruling the night so far at Charlie George Stadium. Now they'll take their protector out here.
Just give
Getting
Deuce the
wide.
ball.
Yeah. It's punched
Peter.
straight up in the air. My goodness. And it will take a Hornet bounce, and Parkview smartly chases it down. But it'll be Hornet football at the 46-yard line, and another break. And I tell you what, if the Hornets were looking for confidence coming into this game, we've had every break outside of the play down there that resulted in the Parkview touchdown go our way.
They're giving them a chance to keep themselves in the game. And, again, you can't hurt yourself by not getting in the correct formation and not taking the chances that they give you. But that's just like I was talking about Cooper Phillips. He got a lot of hang time on his, but he did get it to go downfield some. That one had a lot of hang time, and it didn't go downfield very far.
I want to give Bobby Jones, our main cam operator, a ton of credit because he's got his work cut out being up there in the rafters of this place. So he's doing a great job. They'll hand this one away. Henry found a seam. He's across midfield.
Yes, sir. Yes,
dragging
sir.
a man with him. Should be enough for an Acre Pharmacy first down out to the 46-yard line.
And it looks like you got an injury, too. Chris Edwards, 15, he was grabbing at something. He's getting back up, but he was rolling around like he was in a little bit of agony.
That would be a big loss for Parkview. Edwards is a big piece. Last year, obviously, we had Parkview on our network, and Edwards Was one of those unsung heroes of that program last year. They're going to give it away once again. Henry left side. He's met at the line of scrimmage. And maybe a yard on the play to bring up second down.
Yeah, he outran his blockers on that one. He was going to have a little bit of room. Again, he wasn't going to break anything big, but he outran that second pulling guard from the backside. Looked like that was Riley Reiser, 58. He was pulling from his right guard position, and Jacob just outran him. That's one of those where you got to act like Le'Veon Bell back there. Most patient running back I may have ever watched play football, waiting on those blocks to set up.
Second down and 9. Warrior kept it. Wants to throw it, but he's in trouble. Just needs to go down.
Oh,
it
my
said
gosh.
He broke free. I'm not sure how in the world he got out of that.
I think they knocked each other off of the tackle.
It ends up being about a 5-yard loss.
He should have got rid of that ball a long time ago.
As soon as he broke free, he should have just chucked that ball into the stands. But again, we know Warrior is a Warrior.
He's not one that likes to just give up on. He definitely doesn't give up on the play very easily.
Mills leads West Helena 7-0. I thought they just scored another touchdown, but
they're thinking about it.
Back. Something going on. So third down and 14. Fake it. Looking deep. Jackson.
He's got a hold of him.
All over him in a great play defensively. But you're right. Sure looked like holding of the Parkview defensive back.
Looked like 17 had a hold of Christian's shoulder pad, and maybe he didn't. Maybe he just had a hand on him. But it really looked like Christian tried to pull away a couple times and just kind of got yanked back.
Actually, looking at that delay on the iPad, it looked like really a lot of that contact was Jackson trying to separate.
He was kind of bumping him and trying to get a little room, which I get there too. So it was good, I guess. As much as we'd like, it may be a good no call.
And we got the one early.
They gave us one for sure.
Hey, I like that, though. Jackson's definitely got a step. They just got to make that connection. Good punt this time, just low by Phillips.
Goes deeper. You just want to put both of those together next time because now there's no guy to even make a tackle. Get there. Is that Phillips?
That's Phillips. It pushes him out of bounds.
There, the baby.
That's the classic. Outkicked your coverage.
You just got to put those together. You don't have to kick it as deep that time. If you get a little bit more air underneath it and kick it a little deeper than the first one, then you're good. But you kick it straight on a line, there ain't no time for anybody to get down there.
Good to see the freshman, though, getting some time. I was a little surprised. Obviously, we saw him in the Whitehall game get his first action. Thought we'd see a little bit more of him in the punting game, but it's been Levi up until tonight. But I do like them putting Phillips out there punting and at least giving Levi a few extra plays to be able to sit and rest. Also, maybe look at a little bit of film in between.
And I like that the young man's he's sticking with the game after he kicks it. I mean, he's a guy, he saved you a touchdown right there as a freshman.
All right, so 1st and 10 from the 45 for Parkview. They'll hand it away to Crosby up the middle. He cuts outside. Crosby, a couple of nice moves, going to net him 6 on the play, and it'll bring up second down.
Yeah, Mayweather coming down there from his safety spot, spilling everything right now from the defensive end position, making them bounce it outside. We just got to have those safeties be able to trigger quick enough to get it down there and keep it from gaining 6 yards.
Mills up 2 scores, 14-0. Camden Fairview's in the red zone on Robinson. Wow.
Oh my gosh.
What a hit.
He might be done. His head might have just bounced.
That was rough. This time Crosby left
There
side.
you go, Jordan.
Is it Jordan Harris all over him?
Chasing it down from the backside. That's another thing I told Coach Mop. I said, Jordan, he's a completely different guy than he was this game last time we played him. He's a guy that he's not just running upfield every play. He's getting a read, and that time he got a read, and he got straight down that line of scrimmage and chased it down from behind, and that's your quarter.
That'll do it for our first quarter of play. After a quarter here from War Memorial Stadium, Parkview leads at 7-0. We'll be back with more Hornet football in just a moment. Come see us today at American Pie Pizza. Enjoy our pizza by the slice daily from 11 a.m. until 2 p.m. Or catch one of our daily specials like $2 Tuesdays and get $2 off any large pizza. Are wings more your thing? Monday nights are Wingtastic Mondays. So get all the wings you can eat for just 69 cents a wing. And don't forget about the incredible cheese dip. Then to finish it all off, be sure to grab a Pizookie or one of our other amazing desserts.
So head over to 9709 Maumelle Boulevard and let our friendly staff serve you today. Call ahead at 501-758-8800 or order online at www.ampiepizza.com. Live free and eat pizza at American Pie Pizza.
All right, welcome back as we are ready for our second quarter of play here from War Memorial Stadium. I'm Steve Henson, along with Tyler Chenault here on the Maumelle Sports Network, brought to you by Natural State Sports. Parkview looking at a third down to start things here in the second quarter. And Tyler, it's been a defensive battle played pretty much between the 30s outside of that one drive for Parkview.
Yeah, we've figured it out. We started playing better defensively. We got a big third down. Oh, we're not ready yet, I guess.
Hey, while we got a minute, Jake Hall. Well, never mind. Hang on, Jake. I'll come to you in a minute. I don't have to cut you off again after the.
I gladly will if they fumble the ball again.
Maybe we should go to it. It brought us great luck the last time.
Let's just let Jake call the entire game, and we'll play better.
It does always seem there's something big that happens while we've got Jake. And this one away to Crosby. He slips when he put his foot on the turf, and he is well short of a first down. It'll bring up 4th and it looks like 2.
That's 2 plays in a row that our backside defensive end has played with good technique. He's been unblocked because they're leaving him unblocked and maybe reading him. And I'm sure you'll see a pull from the quarterback here at some point with how we're playing that. But they are getting that read, and they're getting flat down the line of scrimmage and chasing these running backs down from behind, which is an impressive play.
If you're going to go for this one on 4th down.
He wasn't set.
Handed away, breaks a tackle, and he is
smoked.
Ball is out. Parkview may have it, and Maupin is irate because the offense was not set on the play.
And he's pointing. He's pointing over here somewhere.
I think what he's saying is they can't advance the fumble where they recovered
yes. It's where the ball came out.
So it will be Hornet football. That ball came out shy of the 45.
Do they have a beanbag in the right spot? He does have the beanbag. He's got the beanbag short of the 45, which is the first downs of the 45. So that should be 100% a Maumelle football. Because the beanbag's on the 45 or on the 46.
Take a look at the replay here. He was stopped just short. What a hit on the play. Who was that on the hit? Was it Henry? It was. Of course it was.
And they're having a good discussion about it. And it should go back to where the beanbag was dropped, which they try and drop the beanbags at the spot where the ball was fumbled.
It was a great hit.
The offense is moving off the field for Parkview. I think the players, and then they're not letting them. A couple of them stopped them, but I think they're hearing the writing on the wall. 6. Yeah, he's explaining it. No!
Whoa, what? But how did they mark it at the 43?
He said exactly what we said. The ball was fumbled at the 46, but recovered by the offense at the 43, so first down. But it shouldn't because they advanced the fumble.
You cannot advance a fumble. That ball has to come back to where it was fumbled.
Is that not why we lost the Sylvan Hills game?
No, well,
because we fumbled it outside of the end zone and then recovered it in the end zone?
And that's a little bit of a different situation, but it's still the same thing. I wish Jim Ashley was down here with us right now. You cannot advance a fumble.
The White Hat's listening to him, but typically I don't know that you're going to talk them into anything. Because now why don't you accidentally fumble it 4th down? It's so that you can't on 4th down accidentally, and I did air quotes even though you can't see me, fumble the ball forward when you know you're going to get tackled before the first down. Now you just do that every play.
Yep. Thompson snaps it. They hand it away left side. Crosby looking for some room. He's got it up the sideline. It's actually not Crosby. That's the freshman. That's Sadiq Goji on the carry.
Yeah, there's a flag, but it's going to be illegal participation. We had 12 on the field. Shouldn't have even been a play.
While we got a moment, let's go down to Jake Hall. If Jake's got anything for us down there, as I see him perusing the sidelines in front of us. And, Jake, what's the atmosphere down there on that sideline after that play?
I'd say a little bit of frustration. You know, the calls kind of aren't really going the Hornets' way at the moment, but I'm seeing a lot of confidence. This defense is really holding up well against the run. right now, and you can just feel a lot of the guys over here have got a lot of confidence in this defense. And as long as the defense is playing like this, they're going to be in this game for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Jake. Jake Hall, our sideline guy all year long. And, I got to say a huge thanks to Jake as, this was a year where we kind of had some, he was at Robinson last year, but Chris Gay did such a good job with Will Stafford during basketball season. They're great friends. Wanted to make sure we had those guys together. And Jake just jumped in and said, hey, I'll do whatever you want and whatever you need me to do. And so we wanted to try out the sideline thing here this year. And so Jake's done a great job there. He's also had to jump in and do some play-by-play at Robinson this year, some color with me. So we appreciate everything Jake's done this year.
Oh, that's when I worked with Coach Jamie Mitchell. I worked at North Little Rock before he moved back out of Arkansas and he went to coach in Alabama. He had a few things that he liked to do offensively that some refs thought were illegal. So you know what he ended up doing? He ended up emailing the AAA, the head of referees, and when he got the email back, he printed the email off, and he got the email laminated so that if the refs ever had an issue or they ever tried to say that it was illegal, he pulled the email out, said, this is from your boss. This is what your boss says the rule is. So maybe Maupin's going to end up having a few emails laminated in his pocket from now on.
Maupin was still trying to get an explanation. Now Thompson on first down wants to throw it deep, looking for his man in the end zone, and that one.
He never came back. Granted, they called one on us, but he never was trying to fight back for the ball, and then the ball hit Bubba in the back.
PI roofing penalty.
Tell you what, I'm gonna try and get an offensive coordinator job, and I'm just gonna throw underthrown deep balls and see how many points I can score. Can I set the record for most pass interferences in a game? You get one.
That's what you do.
I mean, at least 50% of the time on a deep ball, you get one because they're underthrown most of the time. And we're going to teach it. We're going to teach our receivers to run deep, run deep, run deep. Right before the ball gets there, stop. Just stop and get ran over by the defensive back, and now you got a pass interference.
I think that, and the piece that I hate the most about that call is you're bailing out a quarterback for a bad throw. And that's the piece that I don't like is you're letting that quarterback get away with a throw that would have never been completed in the first place.
I think Maupin's got the NFHS. He's got the NFHS rule book down there from on somebody's phone, and they were reading it.
And I mean, as he should. That's a tough break for the Hornets. But again, this is where you've got to just keep playing, as that will be forced out of bounds, and some extracurriculars on the Hornets sideline here. And I'm actually quite surprised we didn't see a PI roofing penalty. There was a couple pushes.
Yeah, there were a couple little mini shoves, but, the very first shove was a Parkview player on one of his other players. He thought he was turning around and shoving Jacob because he thought Jacob pushed him too far, which he kind of ran Jacob into the wall, either way. But then he turned around and he pushed the wrong guy in the first place. Can you call an unsportsmanlike conduct for one player pushing his own teammate?
I think we've seen that in a Razorback game before.
We've seen everything bad in a Razorback game. If it's happened and it's not supposed to happen in the game of football, it's a Razorback game.
That's right.
He just put that on the wrong hash.
Yes, he did. So it'll be second down and 6.
That is the college hash.
They were doing that last time we were here, too.
Yep.
And this one will go to Goji to the right side. And this time the Hornets stack him up. Maybe a yard on the play.
Maybe,
to the
that's
8.
close. Maybe a half a yard. But, I noticed, and see, now he put it on the correct hash that time, right? He's got it on the outside. And then after that first kickoff return, I noticed they put it on the correct hash. But then that last play, not so much.
Now another delay here. Parkview making some substitutions.
You're just taking all their time.
Yeah, this is kind of this is what we talked about early on, and just a little different style out of this Parkview team than what we've seen over the last 3 seasons. Is Bobby Boulding more of a defensive guy.
They still wouldn't set. There it is.
There's the PI roofing.
But you should have got it on that other one.
So take away the Acre Pharmacy first down and back them up 5.
Caught that one, but we missed one earlier. It was the exact same situation. Because what's happening is it's what happened last time too is they get the play in late, so then they have to run out of the huddle quickly and get set, and he snaps the ball before all the receivers have time to get set.
We only have, there's 11. Okay. I kept seeing guys come off. I'm like, we're one shy. We've got 11 now.
So there's always a guy. If you have enough coaches, you got to have a guy in the booth that's counting. Every time somebody goes on, you got to have a guy come off. You don't have to know how many are on the field. Just know that the same amount that comes on the field, that many come off.
What just happened, Andy? Andy's up there pushing
Ooh, we got
buttons.
a safety?
Well, apparently,
when did that happen?
I don't know.
We missed it.
Yeah, they'll hand it away. Left side. Hornets trying to stack up Goji. A big hit as he gets down to the 7.
Okay,
That's going to bring up 4th down.
Now you got Hornets yelling at each other. That's not what it's going to do. You had Mayweather was there to make the tackle. He missed the tackle. He started to break. You know, they always talk about you break down before you make the tackle, but you don't break down and you stand there. You continue to come forward. You just get yourself under control. And he broke down, but he stood there, and that gives the offensive player a chance to make a move, and he was able to make a move and get a lot of yards there to make it 4th and much more manageable.
Now Coach Bolding is upset. He wants a timeout, looks like, and we will get an Eccles timeout.
I think he wanted a reset to the play clock, but I don't know why he would have got a reset. There's nothing that happened that would have given him a reset to the play clock. I'm convinced that coaches, NFL to college to high school, sometimes when they see the play clock running down, they think if they just do that little hand motion, half the time the ref will give them the reset. They don't even have a reason. Say, hey, we need okay, I got you, yep, and then they reset it.
Hey, if you're Kirby Smart, you can get any call you want.
You can call a timeout or not call a timeout or whatever.
Get whatever you want.
You can do both of them at the exact same time, whatever works best for you and the Bulldogs.
Upset brewing at Charlie George, the 4 seed. Camden Fairview up 14-7 on Robinson.
Yeah, there was an upset brewing when they were playing BB and Cersei, too, and we see how that turned out.
In Camden Fairview, probably maybe on the Cersei and Camden Fairview are the same level. BB, I get it, they're 4 seed, but as Will Stafford likes to say, as Will Stafford likes to say, he hates how BB plays. He hates their style. He is annoyed by it. But no, the greatest part about him being annoyed by that was he was annoyed by the extra point play, and then Robinson turns around and scores a touchdown on the most exact same play later in the game.
He hates it just because it made him nervous. He hadn't been nervous all year. That was the first game where he was like,
All right, so 4th down. Thompson rolling right. Throws it, got his man. We've got a PI roofing penalty. I think it's going to be a hold.
Definitely in the spot of holding.
And you can see the lineman immediately throws his hands up. And so take that off the board. We'll see what Coach Bolding wants to do now.
You always know, and I don't know who I heard it from. I don't know if it was a Razorback player that was on the Buzz once this week or last week, or if it was one of the high school players they have on Fridays. But one of them said we've got to quit throwing our hands up whenever a guy gets like offensive lineman. As a guy starts pulling away from you, don't let go and then throw your hands up, because as soon as you throw your hands up, now it makes the ref think, well, you were doing something you weren't supposed to. Just let go and then move on. Don't even act like you were holding on to it.
Yeah, you're drawing that attention to yourself immediately.
Now it brings out the kicker.
Quick check of things over on PA Live. Fayetteville leads PA 21-0.
Tristan's not going to be very happy. You think he's talking about LSU yet now
Probably.
that it's 21-0?
I'm sure.
Probably.
I hope Anthony Lucas kicks him out of the booth. They got it. Blocked it. Hornets block it and pick it up at the 30. Chance to return it across the 40. Davian Jordan shows up big again.
Maupin's going to he's all the way out on the numbers. Yeah, you found a little spot in that extra point where they're soft, and Davian Jordan just jumps right through there. He doesn't jump over anybody. He goes, yeah, they didn't even touch
the center. Maybe a little brush.
The rule for extra point field goal is everybody blocks down. Well, that right guard, and I promise you they saw it on film. They saw that this right guard doesn't stick to their rules. If somebody's outside of him, he blocks out. Well, if he blocks out, then I'm just going to sneak a guy right after the snap. Pop pass from PA, touchdown. But right after the snap, I'm going to step through right between the center and the guard, and I'm going to go right there, get myself a little block.
Said you can't do play-by-play.
I said that. Go back and watch Robinson versus Watson Chapel 4 years ago, and that's what says it.
or the Morrilton game. I think we had you by yourself on that one. Or no, I was with you for that.
I was by myself.
Oh, no! And that one's picked off. I'm not sure Jacob ran the wrong route or Levi threw the wrong route, but
somebody did something wrong.
Henry went outside, the ball went inside, and a turnover in Parkview football. Damn.
Every time we do something good or Parkview gives us something good, that last one was us doing something good on blocking that field goal. That would just give it right back to them and lose all that momentum that you're starting to build up.
And again, this is where this team has got to show that mental fortitude. You've had some good things go your way. You've had some bad things go your way. But another opportunity for your defense to get out there and make a big play. That just some miscommunication there on what the route was supposed to be. So Parkview back out on offense. You want to see your defense do it again. The defense has played extremely well. Outside of the questionable touchdown by Parkview early, they forced 2 balls to hit the turf. They've blocked an extra point. Now we're going to get an Ankles timeout by the Hornets.
He's making sure that our heads are on straight. That's a big play, and he did one. He took a timeout last time after they had that big run and kind of got them going back in the right direction, and then the defense played well after that. So it's the same thing, a big change. You want to make sure that they're ready, they're in a good headspace, because all this back and forth is extremely difficult, especially on a defense. That's why you see offensive coordinators call big plays, go deep or trick plays and stuff like that after a big change in momentum, because the defense, they got their head down and weren't expecting to be out there at that point.
In this situation, obviously we called the timeout probably to reiterate some things, calm your guys down, as you said. But do you think this is a time now where maybe Coach Bolding for Parkview maybe tries to take a shot here and throw it deep? Do their lights flash purple? That's weird.
And somebody paid for those fancy LEDs at Fayetteville.
Yeah. Well, Lone Oak has them now.
Yeah, well,
as
somebody
does Little
paid
Rock
for
Christian, but I don't know that I've ever seen them flash purple. That was different.
Yeah, it's even more expensive.
Yes, it is.
That's that Northwest Arkansas money, fellas.
University of Arkansas can't even get those yet.
Yeah, we have the red lights, but that's from the scoreboard, isn't it?
Yes,
Yeah.
it is. And the LED bars, yep. All right, so 1st and 10, Parkview. Thompson hands it away to Goji. Goji trying to stretch it. Hornets stretch him out, take him down in the backfield. It'll be a loss of 2 on the play.
I didn't answer your question because you were asking about the purple lights. But I will say, before this play happened, I was going to say no, he's not going to go deep. Even though he didn't go deep, I still was going to say that. So I was going to be correct. But I think maybe he would have before that timeout. But once that timeout was called and he knows that Coach Maupin is probably making sure his guys are in the right spot and watching what they're supposed to be watching, that's whenever maybe you'll see him go back to his regular offensive game plan.
2nd down and 11.
Patrick Ward is deep.
They'll hand this one away. Well, a good push by the Patriot offensive line. And finally going to be taken down, but not before he gets enough for an Acre Pharmacy 1st down. And again, that's the freshman Goji on the carry.
Yeah, and Jalen Harris got one play off right there, and Jalen Harris is getting right back in there after giving up that gash up the middle. They kind of brought out more of a 3-front right there, thinking maybe they were going to throw the ball at them, but it was still only 2nd down. Yes, it was 2nd and about 12, but if you give them that box, Parkview's going to try and run the ball against you.
Yes, Sadiq Goji, a good-sized freshman, 5'11", 200 pounds.
That's why we didn't say his name, because he was playing 9th grade ball that first time we played him.
It's going to be a piece to look out for in the future for Parkview.
Yeah, he's taken like every carry so far this game.
They'll hand it away left side. This time it is Goji again, and look at the moves in the hole, now breaking tackles down to the 21-yard line. Another Acre Pharmacy 1st down.
That's when Jordan Harris should have been there to make that play on that cutback. He was coming. He got a little bit too deep, but even if he just keeps running, he hesitates at something. I don't know what he saw or what caused the hesitation, but if he's flying down the line, that's going to be he was going to clean somebody's clock right there on the cutback, and he's just a little late, a little hesitant.
I got an update for you. As basketball season fastly underway, the Lady Hornets suffered their first loss of the season tonight to Benton. As that was a 59-42 loss. Thompson now rolling to his right. He's being chased, cuts inside the pressure, but he will not get away from Jordan the Sandman Harris as Harris gets the sack.
Oh, we got guys yelling. They're lucky. Looks like Parkview was lucky they didn't get another one. They had a guy yelling. I don't know what he was saying, but can't hear him up here. But that's when the rollout, you've always got to make sure that you get somebody pulled up, and Davian Jordan pulls it up right there and at least he doesn't make the play, but makes him cut it back to those waiting defenders. If I had my stylus and my iPad, I could have drawn that up for you. But rollouts, that's one of the biggest things defensively. You got to make sure that quarterback can't just continue to run and continue to run and continue to run. You've got to pull him up, make him stop his feet, and try and find something.
So 2nd down and about 17. Thompson drops. They want to throw the screen. The Hornets all
baby.
over it.
Who's that? That's got to be J. Will, right? Yeah.
Jay Will dumps him, and this defense is playing with their hair on fire here at War Memorial tonight.
Well, and that's, knowing the situation, 2nd and long, they're going to try and do something. Let me make sure that I'm watching for a screen. And Jay Will's a guy that he's played a lot of football for these Maumelle Hornets, and he knows the situation. He knows there's a good chance something like that might be happening right here so they can get some yards back. And he's got his eyes in the right spot, and he makes a great play.
So 3rd down and 23. Thompson this time, they'll give it away up the middle. Goji, that's not Goji. Breaking tackles inside the 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Give him 6. Touchdown, Patriots.
That's Dallas Bledsoe, 18 on the carry.
And wow, talk about a backbreaker on that score as Hornets did everything right on that drive. And Bledsoe makes them pay on that big run on 3rd down and 23.
I'm thinking the Hornets might have to stay out of that 3-front package. They went into it twice on 2nd and long and 3rd and long that possession. Both time they ran the ball right where that guy just vacated and got 2 big chunk plays on you.
Our Kids Being Kids Therapy extra point is up and good. And so with 5:31 to go before the break, Parkview leads this one 14-0. And I feel like we said it a lot last week, the importance of drives. You don't want to harp on those things, but the offense has got to get going on this drive. This is a possession where you've got to get going offensively.
You have to do something. Your defense, ultimately, in the grand scheme of things, your defense has played really well so far, right? They had they had a sustained drive early that should or should not have been a touchdown there, and then that one where they get them to 3rd and forever, and then they give up a huge run on 3rd and 20 or so, it seems like. They gave up the touchdowns, and the game that everybody called. We need to make sure that you might have an upset right now. Cersei or BB on trying to cause an upset. Hot Springs on upset alert. 8-15 to the Badgers.
Be trying to do it again.
And see Mr. Andy Gates, producer extraordinaire. Our offense has been a little stagnant since that first half of the Cersei game.
Oh, really? Go back to the fumble by Henry
The
inside
fumble,
the 10.
yeah.
I mean, we were driving to score there, and since that point, we've not done anything really offensively. So our Eagles kickoff. It'll be Jackson and Wiley back to return. It'll be Christian Jackson.
Good kick.
From the 5.
Ain't got no blockers over there.
Nothing over there. Jackson forced out of the 15, and Hornets deep in their own territory for this drive.
It's one of those things. I think my mother-in-law said it the other day. I don't know why they always run into the big pile of people on those plays. Well, that's because in that big pile of people, there's a bunch of guys that are blocking for you. That time he ran away from the big pile of people, and yeah, there were only 2 or 3 people out there, but all of those people were on the other team, so you didn't have any help. That's why you run towards the big pile.
And there's a good difference in jersey colors in this one, so you ought to be able to find your way to your guys.
I mean, just don't run away from blue.
Yes.
Run to red, away from blue.
I do want to say a huge thanks to all the Parkview Patriot fans watching on our stream here tonight on the Maumelle Sports Network. I know a lot of you guys. I see, looks like Mr. Aguilar, the great kicker,
great,
last year,
very, very good,
is in our comments. As Henry going to be wrapped up for no gain on this one, maybe a loss of a yard.
I guess technically there are 2 1 seeds on upset alert currently. Robinson is still down 14-7. They're trying to make it 14-10 right here. The Tate brother. I mean, that should be automatic.
And it is. It was a 2-yard loss, a 2nd down and 12. And we've leaned on Levi's arm this year. Jake Hall said that he believes Levi's due for a 300-yard game tonight. We got to get going. Here we go. Fakes it, looking. I want a screen. It's not there. And probably the best result we could have got out of that play is it sails over Henry's head.
Yeah, that wasn't going to happen. Coach Maupin wants something from the ref. I don't know what he's asking for. Yeah, I don't really know, but I don't know. Well, he gave him a thumbs up, so maybe he got the explanation he wanted.
So it'll be 3rd down and 12. I will say I thought that was a unique conversation we were in down there pregame, listening to them kind of talk about some of the plays they may want to run and some of the different things they may want to do tonight with the officials. I thought that was pretty cool. Warrior faked it, looking, and that's a good throw. Good route, as that's
There you
Isaac
go, Isaac.
Warrior, and
Keep
he's
fighting.
dragging Patriots across the 35. That'll be an Acre Pharmacy first down for the Hornets.
That's a momentum play. You got a freshman that's dragging, seniors and all for the mighty Parkview Patriots. 5 extra yards right there.
Hurt his shoulder on the play, though. It looks like.
I wonder if he hurt his shoulder. I wonder if that's a signal.
Maybe. It looked. He's still rotating it, trying to work it out. Maybe it's a go deep signal.
It looks very acted out.
Levi, they'll pitch it inside.
Oh, make that cut.
Henry, ooh, awkward tackle.
Yeah,
Gain on the play.
make that cut. Make that cut. You don't have to try and outrun everybody. Make the cut. Get 5 yards.
I said Henry. That was actually Davian Jordan. Yeah.
Jacob was your lead blocker right there, and he's the one that after the tackle he pointed that way and said, "Run that direction."
And that's a hard one to learn. I mean, obviously Davian's a junior. We've not seen him with the ball in his hands much. When we have, it's been electric when he's in open space.
And a lot of guys with speed like that, growing up, they're used to just being able to outrun everybody to the edge. It's something they really have to learn.
Well, hesitation pitch here.
Oh, nice.
Henry, stiff arm inside the 40 and brought down by his shoestrings as he gets to the 31. And another explosive play for the offense and an Acre Pharmacy first down.
That's a great run, a nice little drawn-up play right there. You get the pitch, you get those 2 guards pulled out. Jacob was a little bit more patient that time. He still ended up getting out to the edge, but his blockers had time to set up the blocks right there, and then he has a little tightrope action on the sideline to get an extra 15 yards right there.
So 1st and 10 after the Acre Pharmacy first down. They'll move Henry to the right side. Fakes it to him. Oh, got him. He's got him beat. Jackson in the end zone. Jump man. Give him 6. Christian Jackson for 6. And the Hornets cut the lead in half to 14-6 with 3:11 to go in the first half.
And Christian, I mean, he's beat that guy multiple times tonight. And that time he sets him up. He breaks inside, sets him up. He puts that foot in the ground right there and gets him turned around. If you get that corner to have to turn around and flip his hips all the way around, you got him beat. Now you just got to have a good ball that you can run underneath. And Levi puts it in a great spot. Same spot you wanted a couple of those balls going the other direction, and you would have had some other points on the board. But he finally gets it there, drops it in the bucket. Great route, great catch. And you got hopefully 7 points up on the board after this kick.
Snap, and our kids being kids therapy. Extra point is good.
Good looking kick as well. Yep.
We've got a I'd say a shadow in our box with us tonight as Michael Westbrook's joined us up here, and he made a comment while we were down there on pregame. He was impressed with watching Mr. Dillon kick those his warming up during pregame, and he has just impressed all year long. And I said he's a little inconsistent. To be expected out of a freshman.
Of a ninth grader,
You'll see a kick like that, and then maybe the next one will bounce off the crossbar and go through. But, boy, he's been a huge weapon for this Hornet team all year long, and you got to believe you're just going to see a stronger and stronger leg as he continues on with his career.
Oh, yeah, he's a kid that obviously from year to year you expect to see a great steps forward. That consistency is the first thing, and then just working on that leg strength. But he's got the strength to be able to, anytime you're inside that 20-25, he's got the leg to get it there. It's just about being consistent. And the more he does it, the older he gets, it's going to just get better and better. It's good to have. It's very tough to find good, consistent kickers in high school football. And he's a guy that as a ninth grader, you expect him to really get to that spot as he gets older.
I was looking at that replay. I got to give my wife, Kristen Henson, all kinds of credit. That was a great shot by her.
That was
offsides.
Way early. Jackson Hampton, you were 5 yards down the field.
She's doing a fantastic job. I think she feels the pressure of me being her only employer at the moment.
I was wondering if that was going to make the air or not. And there it is. Maybe she doesn't go back and watch these.
I'm going to leave it at that.
I'm going to tell her.
Yeah, I mean, I tell her. I'll tell her. I'll pull the clip, but
I'll pull the clip. I ain't scared.
I'm going to leave it at that, though, because I could go into a whole rant right now if you wanted me to, but I won't.
Knowing Steve, he will.
I won't.
Don't get him started.
I'm not doing that.
Multiple reasons for that.
Yes. A few. All right, so our Ankles kickoff. We'll try it for a second time.
If only Will was listening, he would be so scared right now.
Great kick.
Now just get there, make him, don't.
Oh, they're going to let him get around the corner here. That's a hold on Jordan. Somehow he spins out of a tackle, now finds room to the other way.
There's
the
your flag.
Finally. Has let him run and wear himself out. He's going to go probably all the way. They will score on the play, but that's coming back.
Coming back. There's another one over here, too. There's two. There's one right on the sideline by the 45.
I wonder if we're going to get a sideline warning down here potentially.
Oh, yeah, maybe. But that won't. It's a sideline warning. It won't be offsetting or anything, if that is what it is.
Definitely got the hold way back at the 31-yard line.
Oh, that's one, though. You got three guys. You got three guys right there. You got to know who's around you. You cannot let him get outside of you, which technically it's inside of you because he's running back towards the middle of the field, right? But you've got to use the guys that are around you and make him have to make it through three guys.
It's Kyrick Folks on the return.
You got Hornets that are exhausted, too.
Oh, I bet.
I think he said both on the receiving team. Yeah, both on the receiving team. Two blocking the backs, just in different places.
So, yet another break for our Hornets here in this first half. And we've gotten a lot of those so far throughout this first half. We had a couple go against us, but I got to say, I'm impressed with the responses of this Hornet team so far. That was something that we talked about in our pregame swarm with Coach Maupin is you go back to the Sylvan Hills game, obviously a back-and-forth affair. You lose a heartbreaker, but a non-conference game, but you saw the fight out of that team. And, really, I mean, obviously you had to really battle at times against BB. And the Parkview game, first half you battled, second half it was a little rough. But you go to the Searcy game and talk about a game where they really battled in that one until the unfortunate fumble there late. But this is what you want to see out of this Hornet team, especially when you're playing a Parkview team who's really had your number over the last three meetings.
Yeah, and now that your defense has a little bit of hope now.
This one, Thompson going to keep it up the middle. And he'll get about 7 on the play.
And there's that pull that it's gonna be coming. They see how hard you're crashing. The quarterback's gonna keep it from time to time to try and keep you honest. He does it right there. He only gets 7. He gets 7 yards, which isn't a little bit by any stretch of the imagination. But it's one where when that one comes, you got to be able to make that play.
Was it 6 or 7?
That's 7. I'm not even. Listen, you said it earlier, and you did the hand signal earlier.
My kids are right there. No. Now this one handed away on the middle. And Hornets, that looked like a hog tie. What was that on the carry? I think it was Bledsoe again.
18. Yeah. He thought he was going to turn and run out of there, and as he stepped away, something yanked him down very physically.
Third down, a big third down here for the defense. And again, Tyler, got to be impressed so far what we've seen out of this defense. Obviously 2 scores. Really, the second one, to your point, they had the 3-man front out there and really broke a big play on third down and long. But it's been a great job. The defense has been put in some tough situations in this first half, and they've really responded.
And what I was starting to say is the offense is giving you a reason to continue to play now, cutting it to one possession.
Thompson going to keep it up the middle.
Ball's
out. Now.
Nobody blew the whistle. They're all running back there.
So the question is, do they lose yardage on a fumble, as they should here?
If they gain yardage, they should better lose it.
And we're going to get a timeout. Hornets with 1:17 left in the half.
I want to see when that ball came out. They looked like they were all ready to blow their whistle.
Let's see. I think Andy will have a replay for us here in a minute.
As I said, producer extraordinaire.
He is the man. He is quickly replacing Will as the best producer on the network.
Oh, shots fired.
Oh, it was out.
Yeah, I guess. And the ref on Parkview sideline had a better view of it than anybody. And the white hat. The white hat had a pretty good angle, too. Okay, there goes the producer extraordinaire.
How did you just do that? We just went back to last week.
All right, well, we are time travelers now, but I guess Will is the better producer again.
No, watch PA Live, I promise you.
Looks like Jalen Harris is the one that ended up getting that. Jalen Harris or Davian Jordan, but it kind of looked like Jalen might have got a hand on it.
It was almost sitting in Jalen's lap.
If only he would have grabbed it. They have much better field position because now we are out of timeouts after this, what we assume is going to be a punt. I guess it'd be a fake, but that would be wild.
Ooh,
down here inside the 30.
You got a defensive-minded guy like Bobby Bolding. I cannot imagine he's not going to punt this football. Marshawn Wiley, the Coyote, back to return. This one, a better kick than the last attempt.
Oh my
Wiley
gosh.
comes up under it, lets it
It's
bounce.
17 miles in the air. It was up here even with us. Like, we were just looking straight.
And if you don't know, we are way up here. This is a obviously beautiful facility, but man, we are way up here. We do not have the benefit of what those guys on the college level broadcast do with the spotters and somebody in our ear telling us what numbers did.
We're our
what,
own
so.
spotter. We're good at this.
I guess I could have given Michael some headphones or some binoculars and let him be our spotter.
Trial by fire.
We could bring Jim Ashley back down here. He's got his spotter with him now, and
Does he?
he could yell at us the whole time about what's
That would be awesome. That would be great just to have somebody back there yell. Andy talks enough.
I know. Andy, while he's enjoying producing, I know he misses having that headset on. Now Warrior drops, looking left. Ooh, nearly jumped the route, but incomplete. Looked like there could have been a PI roofing penalty there, but not.
That right hand was on the shoulder a little bit, but I don't know how much you really got there. It was timed up pretty well.
You go back to that last drive, the touchdown pass to Christian Jackson, and we've talked a little bit about, Levi at times has thrown, interceptions that have really kind of just snowballed and really killed his confidence. He's got to be pretty confident right now after that ball he threw to Christian Jackson.
Yeah, that was a good ball, and he still got Devin Harris over the top of him.
Warrior going to roll right, and this one caught. And out of bounds goes Christian Jackson after a gain of 5. So third down, the clock will stop with 57 seconds.
Yeah, get you much more third and manageable. Also does well getting out of bounds right there. He didn't have a choice. His momentum was bringing him out of bounds anyway.
We go to half. Jay Cole will have Coach Moppin. We hope. Despite all the craziness in this first half, Coach has got to be happy with where his team sits. It would be great to get a touchdown and tie things. Warrior brings it down, now throws it, and did it skip in or did he catch it?
It looked like it did, but he's spotting
They're
it.
say Jackson made the catch.
It looked like it
Wow,
skipped in.
We'll take it. First down. That'll be an Acre Pharmacy first down. The offense moves.
Not a state final, so we don't have replay yet.
That's right. Boy, the number of people upset during the volleyball state finals because they didn't have replay.
Wasn't that your fault or something?
No, it's not my fault. I had nothing to do with that. It's not been approved yet. Now we're going to get a
What are we
timeout.
doing?
Parkview?
Is this back judge going to try and tell him, or are they running a guy?
There's no way.
He's going to try and overrule this.
There is no
After
way.
it was set and everything. They've already moved the chains. They don't know where the ball was. How can you move it back?
There's no way you can overrule
The side judge
this.
is fighting for it. He's saying.
And the side judge is who had the better view.
He's right there.
Yeah, if anybody's got this call, that's who you got to go with.
At this point, how do you know where to move the ball back to? You've already moved the sticks. You've already set the ball, given the ready for play whistle. There's really no way you can go back. If you can't go back after Maupin argues the forward fumble, you can't go back after you've already set the ball on this one.
And marked it ready for play. I mean, you were rolling here.
I think Coach, he's getting them ready. Make sure y'all are ready to run so that we don't lose any time. Since they're doing all this talking, make sure we're set, and as soon as we get ready for play, we run that play.
There was a first down, so that would stop the clock, but it's set. We're ready to play. Now our officials are still conversating here. Uh-oh. This will be an interesting conversation.
Who's he going to talk to? He's going to talk to the guy on the sticks.
See if they remember
Ask him,
where
where
they
were you? Oh, no. Sounds like they. All right, first down. It really seems that way.
Yeah, he's mopping. And they do stick with it. I think that's a lot to what you're saying, Tyler. I don't know that they could have went back.
You can't
accurately and put the ball where it was.
Was that what he was asking? Like, do you know where the ball was? And if he
so.
says yes, they're going to move it back. If he says no, they were going to stay.
So Warrior takes the snap, pressure, gets it out, Henry, and he'll step out of bounds. Might have been best served to drop it, but either way, it's
Still
no gain
out,
on the
yeah.
play. Yeah.
All I know is that guy made the correct decision.
Yes.
You do not want to say, yes, I know where it was when you're on that sideline.
And then remember, though, that is a Parkview crew that's on the
It doesn't
chains,
matter.
but-
You're standing over there with the other team. And there's a couple of intimidating coaches on Maumelle's staff.
Yes.
I guess the O-line coach from last year is not here anymore. Gibson.
Gibson's not here,
That's
yeah.
the most intimidating one, but
They will hand it away. Henry, oh, man. He is stacked up. No timeout, so they got to get back on it quick here with 30 seconds.
That was when you tried to catch them sleeping and it didn't work, and if it don't work, it's going to hurt you with no timeouts.
3rd and 10. Can they get into Moran's range here? Really need probably at least 25 yards. They're taking a lot of time to get this play call.
I think they're deciding this is probably your last shot. They're not even trying to get into – if they get in field goal range, it's going to be out of bounds.
Warrior pressure right up the middle. He rolls out, throws it. Oh my goodness! As Henry made the catch, but didn't make the catch. Paid for that one is. Whew. That is Henry's still down, and that is one of Jake Hall's favorite plays. That is the hospital pass.
Especially back across your body too.
Man, Henry is up. Gingerly trying to get off the field, but boy, he took a shot right in that hip. So what it does do is give the Hornets a minute here to kind of draw up this, what I would assume will be a Hail Mary to the end zone. This is where you get Jackson Hampton and Davian Jordan. Heck, I'd have Jordan Harris on the field for this one.
Yeah, we've seen him try and catch the ball.
I don't care. His length and height alone, at least get some fingers up there.
Tip it up and where somebody else can catch it.
Listen, I've seen that man nearly take a rim off a backboard. I'm pretty sure he can get up for a pass here, but Warrior drops. Last play of the half, barring a penalty. Throws it. Hornets down there.
Have a chance.
Tipped and incomplete.
Gave him a chance at least.
So that'll do it for our first half of play. It's been a good one so far here from Simmons Bank Field at War Memorial Stadium. As we'll go to the half, there will be no performance by the Maumelle band. And judging by the size of the Parkview band, I can't imagine it'd be much of a performance for Parkview.
Yeah, and they're not moving either.
As Maupin, it's going to be a minute. Maupin's walking the opposite direction as he goes to give his guys a little encouragement as they make their way off the field. So now Maupin and Junior will make their way.
Can we do a halftime interview with Junior?
That would be awesome.
Ask him if you've got him still. You got to ask him a question. Oh, he's walked away now.
Yeah, Jake's waiting patiently. You see, as Coach Maupin getting some analytical advice from Coach Nick Watson down there.
Is that what it is?
Baseball. Well, he's the analyst on the staff, so he's giving him some analytical advice.
How many high school staffs in Arkansas have an analyst?
That's that baseball mindset for Coach Watson, you know. Well, they've made some fun runs over the last couple of years. We'll see how good they are this year. Should be a fun season. So we are waiting patiently as Jake Hall waiting at the back of the end zone for Coach Maupin. In a minute. All right, we'll head down to Jake Hall as he's got head coach Brian Maupin.
Hey, Watson doesn't want to be in it.
Hey there, Coach. Let's just start off with this. So in the first meeting at halftime, it was 14-7. This meeting, once again, 14-7. What do you think about the similarities between the first time you guys met and now?
Man, I absolutely love our plan. I feel like our guys are competing their brains out. We got to connect on offense to start stringing some things together. But, man, we're so close. I couldn't be more proud of their fight. We've shown we can fight for a half. Let's do it for a full game and see where we're at. I love where we're at right now. Love these boys.
Absolutely. The defense fighting their butts off out there. And I know that's your bread and butter is the defense. So just hit on what they're doing that's making them successful.
Our defensive staff worked so hard this week. You know, playoff time is so much fun as a defensive guy because you get to really dig in and kind of find every little nuance you can to give your guys an advantage. Feel like we've done a really good job. Man, I wish we'd made that tackle on 4th and long. That's really frustrating. On 3rd and long, but that's really frustrating. Got to rally up, get the 4th down, and we're good. Schemed up the field goal block. I mean, called that on Sunday. Like, love where we're at. Got to come out and finish. Our Hornet fans deserve to see us finish the second half. We want to play next week. Let's go ball.
Absolutely. And one more thing. Shout out Levi. How about that pass right there in the corner of the end zone? That was beautiful, wasn't it?
Big stud, man. The bigger pass than me was hitting his brother on that sideline to keep the driver alive, get us out of our own territory. And then, once we get in the rhythm, we're dangerous. Got to get in the rhythm. Got to get a couple first downs, and then they start reeling. We got some things going. So stay on top of it. Don't go home run too early. Work it up the field, and then take the shots when they present themselves.
Absolutely. Good luck, Coach.
Appreciate it, brother.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Jake. Coach Maupin. All right, that's going to do it for our first half of play. Can the Hornets keep the momentum going in the second half. Join us in about 15 minutes to find out here on the Maumelle Sports Network, brought to you by Natural State Sports.
Looking to upgrade your space with quality American-made products? Look no further than Eagles Flooring and Cabinets. It's our Made in the USA sale, where you can save big with up to 50% off store-wide. But that's not all. Enjoy no interest for 36 months. We'll even pay your sales tax. Install before the holidays at Eagles Flooring and Cabinets, where we make it beautiful for less.
My name is Brandon Aker. I'm the owner and pharmacist here at Aker Family Pharmacy in Maumelle. So here in our pharmacy, we like to focus on a hyper-personalized relationship with our patients, and that continues into our service sets. So we offer free delivery, curbside vaccinations, as well as custom compounded medications, including extended hours as well. I think you don't know the level of intimacy that you're going to get with your patients until you really get in it, and I can't imagine doing anything else.
Hello?
Hello, Roofers Are Us.
Hello, your ad says same-day leak repair. I called yesterday and nobody has been out.
That was a typo in the ad. It was supposed to say someday roof repair. Who you think we are? PI Roofing?
If you have a leaky roof, you need it fixed right away. Call your roof leak detectives at PI Roofing and get the leak stopped right away. We're ready at a moment's notice all year long. Call 501-687-6246 for same-day roof repair from PI Roofing.
Come see us today at American Pie Pizza. Enjoy our pizza by the slice daily from 11 a.m. until 2 p.m. Or catch one of our daily specials like $2 Tuesdays and get $2 off any large pizza. Are wings more your thing? Monday nights are Wingtastic Mondays. So get all the wings you can eat for just 69 cents a wing. And don't forget about the incredible cheese dip. Then to finish it all off, be sure to grab a Pizookie or one of our other amazing desserts. So head over to 9709 Maumelle Boulevard and let our friendly staff serve you today. Call ahead at 501-758-8800 or order online at www.ampiepizza.com. Live free and eat pizza at American Pie Pizza.
All right, welcome back to War Memorial Stadium here for the Centennial Bank 2025 high school football playoffs, round one. As round one of this ball game, the first half, Parkview leads it 14-7, but Tyler, an impressive, really, first half response out of the Hornets. You had the early touchdown for Parkview on maybe a questionable touchdown, and then from that point forward, it was a back-and-forth affair. A lot of breaks went both ways, but you got to be excited with how this Hornet team responded in that first half.
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess I could say I'm excited, but I hate how we have to say this every time we've played Parkview recently, except for the playoffs last year. Great first half against Parkview. We look good. We're playing well. We got them, in a good spot. We've done well. We've done some good things. And then the second half comes, and that's all gone. So not excited just yet. I want to see we get the ball. I want to see how we come out and play the second half and start the second half. This possession, to me, with just the history of this matchup, is as big as any possession that we're going to have so far, because it's going to set the tone. Are we going to continue and go down the same path we have gone down and bow out of it once we get into the second half? Or are we going to make some changes? Are we going to step up to the plate mentally and get something going in the second half against this team? That we have the ability to do that, but are we going to do it? It all comes down to the mental game and kind of what we talked about with Coach Maupin about the mental side of this team and of this game during the pregame show.
Yeah, I'll say this. So if you've not been to this stadium for a high school football game, if you want to go to the concession stand from the press box, it's a long
it's all the way over there, isn't
you got to go all the way to the opposite side. And so we cut across the field to get there the first time, but I got an ugly look and told not to cross the field next time by the lady over there by the gate. So
why?
I don't know.
You have a field pass. Why does it matter?
I have no idea. But so I listened and did what I was told and made my way all the way around, which worked out because I made my way right next to the Hornet locker room. And those guys were fired up coming out of the locker room. So you got to believe, at least from that this team's going to come out ready to play. And hopefully we see what we saw that first half continue, but just a little bit more success offensively.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, it all comes down to what's the second half going to look like. And are there adjustments that have been made? We've moved the ball, but we only have 7 points. So there's definitely some points that have been left on the board. We need to make sure that we take advantage of those opportunities. What adjustments are we going to make offensively that we can continue to try and move the ball? Because, Parkview is going to make adjustments defensively with a few things that we have heard them. Like, they got to figure out something to do with Christian Jackson. What are they going to do with Christian Jackson, and will that open up somebody else? Or are they going to play it the same and think that their guy can handle it? So figure out what's going on there. And then they're going to make some changes offensively. They're going to figure out what are some things that have worked for us, and we've got to have answers for those defensively as we start this half.
Quick check of the scores across the state in 7A. Springdale leads Cabot 38-17 in the third. And North Little Rock leads Bentonville West 21-20 in the third.
Okay.
Fayetteville leads PA 41-8 as they've gotten into the second half there. Little Rock Christian over Harbor 23-6. In 6A play, Van Buren leads Marion 15-13. El Dorado leads Lake Hamilton 21-10. Jonesboro over Southside 21-14. And Mountain Home over the fighting Kevin Kellys of Sheridan 56-29. And that says that scores in the second quarter, so we could be on triple-digit watch once again.
You might get into the mercy rule, or sportsmanship rule.
It's mercy rule. Who cares? Who cares what Will has to say about that? Sorry. And hang on. I'll go back to the scores. Jake just called to link up, so trying to make that happen real quick. And we are. But back to those scores. And let's see, in 5A, probably the surprise of the night so far at the half, Camden Fairview leads Robinson 14-10. And based on our group chat, you can feel the tension at Charlie George Stadium right now.
They are nervous.
Farmington leads Harding Academy 20-0. Hot Springs and BB tied 15-15. Morrilton leads Nettleton 21-13. And if we were to pull this one out, our next matchup, how about this? Harrison in the third leads Valley View 20-7. And that could mix things up a little bit. I'm not sure. But
Who's on top of the bracket?
Well, we'll have to take a look at that bracket again here in just a few minutes as we're ready for our Eagles kickoff to start the second half. The Hornet football as Jackson from the 14-yard line. Looking for space. He's got the corner across the 40.
Oh, almost
and is
late.
ridden out of bounds. And there's
oh, don't put it up. You pulled it out of your pocket. Throw it.
He tackled him in the
Oh,
white.
he put it back. The other guy, that's the same guy that tried to say it wasn't a catch, too, that told him to put his flag back in his
You
pocket.
might want to look and see where he went to high school. Greenbrier leads Batesville.
We know it wasn't
49
Oak
to
Grove,
7.
that's for sure.
That's absolutely correct. And Hot Springs Lakeside, what a game going on there. Lakeside leads Searcy 35-27 at the half. 4A play, well, I'd kind of given up on that game, but Mills only up a touchdown on Helena West Helena. All right, so the offense on the field as Levi Warrior claps his hands, gets the snap, hands it away. Nope, keeps it looking right.
There you
Jackson
go.
Hampton caught at the 42.
Christian,
got a
get
blocker.
your hand inside there.
Across
Don't
the
throw him up, though.
45. There's an Acre Pharmacy first down to the 40. Big play to start the second half.
He does good letting go. That's good timing right there. Just keep your hands down. Don't show him, hey, I know I was doing something wrong. Just put him down like we talked about. He had that hand a little bit outside, but he did let go when he needed to. Did Robinson just fumble the football?
Looks like it.
Oh, my God.
Oh, wow. I don't know that Will Stafford can blame the officials for that one either.
No, they let Robinson keep it. All right, that was the replay.
He must have had a conversation with the officials at half. He was pretty upset.
Will was?
Yeah. A false start, so PI Roofing.
I'll run away. Levi's like, I have nowhere to go. Hopefully they hear the whistle.
A quick check of our first half stats from Mr. Jim Ashley. 180 total yards rushing for Parkview in that first half, just 53 for the Hornets. But passing-wise, the Hornets passed it for 67, while Parkview just 7 yards through the air in that first half. Leading rusher for the Hornets, Jacob Henry, 7 carries for 48 yards. Jackson, your motion man on this one. Warrior fakes it, pressure, pitches it ahead to Henry. Henry makes a couple of guys miss. Runs through a tackle.
And a ref.
Hey, that ref did not take the hit, the ref in the PA game last week.
He did not. He got up almost as fast.
Yeah.
But our guy Ace in the comments says Harrison's the top of the backup, but Harrison's the 4 seed. Yeah, Valley View's the 1. So either way, if we do play Harrison, doesn't matter where we're at, we're the lower seed. So it would be a home game at Hornet Stadium. That's assuming everything goes like it could go. There's still a lot more work to be done in both of those games.
This one handed away again. Henry left side. Henry trying to break a tackle, unable to. Maybe a yard on the play, and it's going to bring up 3rd down and 6.
3rd and 6, not terrible, not 3rd and super long. The white hat just pointed a Parkview Patriot back to his side of the football after he celebrated a little bit. It wasn't bad. He was celebrating on his own, kind of with, just really to the openness of the field, but he pointed him back to your side of the ball, buddy.
Fairview just stopped Robinson on 4th and goal. Man, I'm a little surprised they did not go to Tate for the field goal there.
Make it a 1-point game. Then all you need is a field goal again to take the lead. Uh-oh, come on. Trying to get something called.
Snap it. Now they get everybody set. Now we got 2 guys back. Now we're set.
Got it.
Warrior, yep. This is going to be a formation penalty. Both receivers on this side moved back. And so that will cost us, as one of those great birds used to say, a nickel.
And Levi was trying to make some sort of adjustment. I guess they had some audible they liked. If we get a certain look, we want to run to this. And the whole time he was trying to make that adjustment, then you had, I think it was it Christian Jackson, the one that backed up off the line? One of the 2 backed up off the line while the other one was already, off the line.
Well, I think he was trying to get him to adjust because Jackson backed up first, and then I think Christian backed up with him about a half second later. They do decline the penalty, which is going to bring up a 4th down. And Hornets are going to go for this.
Make them regret it.
I think is the right decision.
You always like to bring them to 4th down, but then you would have had 3rd and 10 plus.
Warrior drops, throwing, looking, got his man, and we'll take that interception. It's going to be picked off.
That's a heck of a punt.
Yeah, absolutely. That's exactly what that works as. They'll celebrate an interception, but it puts
You
their
don't
offense in a
catch
tough
that
spot.
one. You knock that one down. That's a heck of a punt. That does not. Yes, that's going to be a turnover. He had a chance. He had Davian for just a second. It would have been a really, really, really good ball for Davian to be able to catch that one. But I mean, in the grand scheme of things, it's a turnover. But it's almost as good of a punt as you're going to get. You're inside. You're right at the 5-yard line.
I see Maupin having a conversation with Jordan. I'm wondering if Jordan just didn't break that route out as much as they wanted him to. You can see him pointing to that spot. You can see, I don't know that Jordan ever really realized the ball was in the air to him.
He never had that little burst to where you would think you would see whenever he knows the ball's coming his way.
All right, so 1st and 10, Parkview from the 5. Motion man is Carmelo Johnson, and the Hornets in the backfield.
Jay Will.
As Bledsoe, I'm not sure if Kyle, or not Fulks, but
48, our guy Goji.
But they were running 22. Dak Crosby we've not seen since early in this game, so I'm curious what the story is there.
You know, they've got so many guys they've handed the ball to. And the fact that the freshmen's ran the ball most against us and done the best.
2nd down. And, broke the tackle. We're going to get the Acre Pharmacy 1st down.
Jalen Harris has hands on him after about a 3-yard gain and just falls off of him. Good, strong run right there by Parkview, able to get a 1st down and get themselves out from inside the 5-yard line. That's when we really wanted to be able to keep them back there for a 3rd and long.
Yeah, that's a killer. Again, just like the 3rd and 23 earlier, that's a tough one. You want to get that stop. Either way, Acre Pharmacy 1st down makes it 1st and 10. They'll hand it away. A big hole on the left side, but the Hornets clamp down after maybe 3 on the play.
And that formation has been their go-to. Anytime they've started to spread it out, it's been a little bit more difficult for them to run the football. But in there with those tight wide receivers and tight ends and all, they've been able to get some gaps, and that's where they're getting the numbers with that formation. They're just overloading that one side and either handing it that way or pulling guys back the other direction.
Deuce doing Deuce things as he's running folks over in the Robinson games. They look to take the lead back.
Did they ever have it?
I guess you're right. They never did get it. They did on the pick 6.
Oh, yeah.
Now they'll hand it away. That's Bledsoe again, right side. Bledsoe going to be about a yard shy of the 1st down as he gets to the 28, maybe 27, depending on which foot this spot goes down on. Will be the 28-yard line.
27.75.
I mean, they basically need the 29 here to be 3rd and right at a yard. We're showing a little pressure. They bring it. They run right through the hole where the pressure was supposed to be. That'll be an Acre Pharmacy 1st down out to the 36-yard line.
Yeah, they showed the pressure in that gap, but as the ball was snapped, they sent it through another gap and ran right out of where they were coming. And now Parkview's just going to try and lean on you right here and run the clock and try and make it a 2-possession game if they can.
Wow, Helena now within a point, 21-20 over on Dixon Road at exit 3.
A lot going on in Arkansas football playoffs this week.
And that's good pressure off the edge by Bubba Johnson, and they will stack this one up for no gain.
They're going to keep trying to run the ball out of that spread. They've not been able to run the only time they've ran the ball out of their spread formation is when we have that 3 front in. And I'm going to bet that Maupin probably doesn't go back to that 3 front too often anymore in this game, just with how they've ran the ball on us. They've ran the ball out of their more power formation with more big guys in there, tight ends, tight receivers. Spreading it out, hadn't done too well running the ball for them.
You say you got a yard, so it'll be 2nd down and 9. Thompson gives it away up the middle, breaks the first couple of tackles. Now the pile moves. That's an Acre Pharmacy 1st down as they get into Hornet territory across the 50. I'll mark this right at the 50, but again, another Acre Pharmacy 1st down for the Patriots.
They shouldn't have got many yards on that one. You had them after about 1 or 2 yards, and you just missed the tackle. And you got to be able to get these guys down whenever you got your hands on them in the hole.
So new set of downs for the Patriots as they work the ball down the field on their first possession of the second half. Hornets had a good drive going. Some penalties, missed opportunities. They want to go deep here, and too deep, as Thompson was looking for Folks.
Every once in a while, they think they're going to try and hit you on one deep, and they've thrown a few at us. They've missed most of them. They got the pass interference on one of them. But now it puts them behind the sticks, and they got to kind of change it up a little bit and see what they try and do right here on 2nd and 10.
This is, I mean, you said it prior to the offensive possession for the Hornets, but defensively it could be a backbreaker if you give up a 95-yard drive to the Patriots to start this half. And I'll hand this one away. Boy, a lot of room on that left side. A huge hit, but he stays on his feet inside the 35. And well, that is a strong run. The Patriot running back, that's the freshman Goji again.
I don't know what Patrick Ward's looking at right there. He's got to keep his eyes on that mesh point. They end up giving it to the running back, but it looks like he's trying to play more of the quarterback. I don't know if there's something going on that got his eyes in the wrong spot, but it just kind of froze him a little bit and set up that big run. Now they're back in here with their tight receivers and that H-back.
Their Acre Pharmacy first down for the Patriots. Thompson now going to roll to the
that
right.
wheel.
He's got his man. What a throw. Give him 6. Touchdown Patriots as they find Carmelo Johnson out of the wheel route. Just like that, Parkview parlays an interception into a 95-yard touchdown drive to start the third quarter, and with 5:41 to go here in our third, it's 20-7 Patriots.
Yep, they've been setting that up all game by bringing that receiver in motion from the short side, and they just been sending him in motion. They've been snapping the ball, and they've been handing the ball off. Send him in motion, snap the ball, hand the ball off, make you fall asleep, and now you got a guy chasing in man coverage that's behind him because he's got a head of steam running, and then he cuts up field, and you don't have much of a chance.
Kids Being Kids Therapy extra point is up and good. And so with 5:41 to go in our third, Parkview leads this one 21-7, and the Hornets have got to respond on this drive.
And that's not what we wanted coming in. You know, he said we feel pretty good. We're in a good spot. We've said it too many times. And first offensive possession, first defensive possession, neither of them go the way that you want. And it's starting to go down that path that we've seen way too many times. We've got to go out here, like you said, and put some points on the board to stop that path and try to see if we can't work our way towards a still competitive game at the end here.
Hey, kick off your home improvement with our friends over at Akel's Carpet One Flooring and Home. You can find them at akelscarpet1.com on the interwebs. And I want to say thanks to Akel's for being a great sponsor for us this year. And again, great options there at Akel's for all of your home improvement needs, not just flooring. They do cabinets, they do countertops. They do just about all of it. I've used them myself for a couple of jobs and a couple of flips we did in Maumelle and our own home. So love the folks over at Akel's. They got a great new design room over on Rodney Pram. You guys need to go see that as well. All right, so as we await our Akel's kickoff, Hornets got to respond here. This one, line drive kick right into the waiting arms of Christian Jackson at the 8. Across the 20, and that's all to the 22-yard line. The Hornets are 78 yards away from making this a one-score game.
It's a lot of blue jerseys showing up really quick right there in Christian Jackson's face. Didn't have much anywhere really to go. A couple guys maybe missing some blocks there. It's tough to get hands on a guy on kickoff return because they're running full speed, and your angles have kind of got to be perfect right there to even get in their way.
This is that moment. This team's got to stay together. You see a lot of talking. I was just looking at our shot here from our field camera, and like Christian and Jacob and discussing what happened on that play. This is that moment. This team got to stay together, keep battling. Warrior fakes it, boots it, looking, and got his man Jackson Hampton. And he's got enough for an Acre Pharmacy first down, I believe. And well, let's see where they
may
spot
be coming
this.
backwards, yeah.
Ooh.
Well, he stepped out of bounds, may have been a yard behind it. But a good route right there. Good job by Levi. He had just enough time rolling out to get that one out and put it in a really good spot for Jackson.
So it'll be second down and a yard here.
This is where you get your shot play, Steve. You talk about it every once in a while. Second and short, you think you probably can run the ball and get it, so what, maybe going to take a chance. We'll see. Or if you're just going to play it safe and try and run it.
Now pitch it out to Henry. Henry hurdles a man across the 35. He's got an Acre Pharmacy first down. And we might have an injured Patriot who hops up.
And then Jalen Harris kind of popped up late, too, and he looked at the ref like he thought he kind of got pushed down. Yeah, that happened quick.
All of a sudden, Robinson leads by 10, 24-14. Reminiscent of that Cersei game. It was a ball game till late, and then Robinson kind of took off. So Senators trying to impose their will. Yeah, they may have read the clippings this week, too, and they could walk through a 4 seed.
Championship or bust for them.
Warrior scrambling in trouble and not going to get away. Warrior dumped a big sack inside the 25 to the 24-yard line. And that's going to bring up a second down and 23.
Yeah, you can't take that one. If those first couple reads are gone, you have Jacob Henry as kind of like your hot route out here. If you can just dump it off to him, he's going to have to make a guy miss to be able to get some positive yards, but at least it keeps you from losing 12 or 13.
Yeah, that's a tough break. And we've talked about that a lot with Levi. You gotta admire his toughness and his want to keep a play alive. But there's moments where you just got to know to get that ball out and live to fight another down. Now, whoa, he took a shot, but a catch by Wiley. Wiley trying to break tackles, and now trying to get some help from some Hornets. Whistles blow. And late, Parkview pulled the ball out, but whistles had already blown.
Yeah, there was a late little push too, and that ref's patting the Patriot on the shoulder that did it. It's like, well, if you saw him do it, I mean, it was after the whistle. You wouldn't be patting him on the shoulder saying, "Hey, calm down," if it wasn't after the whistle.
Wiley, some credit. They were trying to rip that out from the moment he was wrapped up, and Wiley may have just taken a ride. I don't even know that his feet were on the turf anymore.
They were carrying for a little bit.
So third and long. Third down and 15. Fake it, Warrior wanting to go deep, looking for Jackson. Jackson and P.I.
There it is. It's coming. This guy still didn't throw it.
I'm telling you, we got to figure out where that guy went to high school. My goodness gracious.
And the sideline guys flip at halftime, so it's not the same guy that was over here, right? But both of them have called stuff for it, but he's just watching the game.
Wow. So
there's the bailout on the underthrow, though. Yep. But hey, if it goes our way, we're going to be just fine.
I don't care. I'll take it.
And we will admit to being homers. That's the whole point of this whole thing, is we are a Maumelle call.
Yeah, we do thank our Parkview fans for
and I think that's
us.
What's leading to this, too.
Oh, yeah.
Some of those might be Fairview fans.
There's no question. Jake. Oh, man. We have to go down to Jake Hall in a minute. He said, I wish this was the NFL. I do, too. You get the spot foul.
I wish I was calling NFL games, too. The paycheck would be better. I'm all for it. Not that I am not substantially paid for this.
That's right.
I mean, at least I get pennies or something.
Warrior fakes it, looking. Oh, he had Hampton, but threw to the wrong shoulder.
He had some yards right there if he puts it where it needs to be on that route. It's just those shorter throws. You just got to gather yourself and get your feet right. And I didn't see it right there, but it's typically like we've talked about on a few different occasions on some games. You got to make sure that you got everything right from the bottom up.
Second down and 10. Warrior checks to the sideline. Camden Fairview just scored. Well, going to be down at the 1, but there's a flag on the play. Oh, Henry in trouble somehow. Escapes it, and just a 2-yard loss.
He keeps from losing 7 yards.
Is that Clenny
No, that's not Clinty. That's who is that? That's Riser, Riley Riser. Slow getting up.
They're gonna have to get. They will get Riser off the field.
Lauderdale come in. Lauderdale's gotten a lot of play this year. We've had some injured guys on the line, so he's a guy that's definitely got a lot of snaps so far.
So another third down and about 12. Just inside the Patriot 45 for a first down. Warrior, good protection. That's a hold.
Yep, got him up in the shoulders.
Warrior throws it, and Jackson could not come down with it. Wouldn't have mattered other than he would force him to take the penalty, but instead, you would assume Coach Bolding and the Patriots will decline this and bring up a fourth down.
4th and 12, and what you would assume to be a punt. It's still in the third quarter. But, yeah, Jalen got his hands up there around the neck area of the shoulder pads and gave a little tug. Not much of one. If he just keeps driving him and just washing him across the pocket instead of trying to grab him, he's probably got a chance to get him out of there. But either way, you have the incomplete pass.
I think the offense is obviously lobbying to go for this. And they're going to go for it. It looks like Bertram signaling a play in. They're going to keep the offense on the field here.
There's got to be something they like. Maybe something they haven't ran at them yet, that they think that they've got something schemed up, just like they had schemed up for the field goal. They knew they could go get and block one whenever they needed to.
Hornets are 0 for 2 on 4th down. Warrior fakes it, looking, wants to go deep, took a shot. He's got Jackson, and underthrown. Jackson played defender, but it's caught off the tip ball. Parkview bringing it back across the 40. Taken down at the 45-yard line. And again, the pressure caused that interception. Levi just could not step through his throw. Jackson had to come back and play a defense on the play. Did a good job. The ball just kind of bounced right into the hands of a Patriot.
Yeah, he's got him, but there's nothing Levi can do right there with so much pressure in his face. Like I can't say anything bad about him because he can't lean into the ball. He's taking a hit. As he gets hit, he can't put all of his body weight into it, and that's what it's going to require to get the ball out there where it needs to be. And if he can throw it, if he has time, that's probably a catch, and there's a very good chance that's a touchdown. But when you got guys in your face, it's tough to get the ball downfield. We're no Patrick Mahomes out here where all you need is your arm.
That's right. Hey, let's quickly go down to Jake Hall and see if it brings us good luck on this play. Let's see if we got Jake. Maybe we don't. Just kidding. Come to you in a minute, Jake. So they'll hand this one away. Hornets this time stuff it in the backfield. I think it was that Ward on the play.
Yep.
Let's see.
Jake looks ready. He looks ready down there now.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what happened there, but we're going to try this again.
He doesn't know either.
Oh. Let's see if we got Jake. We got Jake this
Hello?
time. Hey, Jake,
Hello?
we got you. Yep.
All right. Yeah, guys. Spirits are still high on the sideline. You got the feeling that they really need to stop right here. But I saw Coach Maupin as Levi was coming off the field had a conversation with his quarterback, just telling him to keep doing his thing, and he has got a lot of confidence in him. And they're going to have to ride him, rely on Levi for the rest of this game if they want to make a comeback.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Jake. Jake Hall, our sideline reporter. We're going to get a hold here on Parkview. It's the PI Roofing penalty. Let's see if they take it. They will. They're going to back them up.
He says, put them in reverse, Terry.
Would have been 3rd and 10. Instead, they'll make it 2nd and 20. Well, maybe 18. They're going to walk this off from about the 48. Now, they may walk this off from the line of scrimmage, it looks like. So
it was the hold was pretty close to the line of scrimmage. It's from the spot of the foul, but I mean they were kind of right there on because it was the receiver. It was one of the receivers out here who were lined up on the line of scrimmage.
It is going to be 2nd and 18. It looks like. So 2nd down and long. Now Thompson going to keep this one. Good keep. And boy, he got popped by Jacob Henry.
He got held up a little bit, and Jacob lowered the boom a little bit.
Talk about lowering the boom. Let's see. I don't think I rewound it too much. Maybe I did.
He'll take it into the quarter.
So that'll do it for our third quarter of play here from War Memorial Stadium. Parkview leads this one 21-7, and Tyler, it's been a good one, and you know, to your point coming into the third, you know, we wanted to see this team respond well, and now obviously didn't get the touchdown that we wanted on that first drive, and then a huge answer by Parkview on the 95-yard touchdown drive. But again, headed to the fourth, different territory we've been in a lot of, well, every time over the last three against Parkview. We're in this ball game. What do you think it's going to take for this Hornet team to score about 15 or more here and get a W?
Well, we've at least managed so far to make it through the third quarter without it getting out of hand. This has been the quarter that's really hurt us against them. So you're at least in a spot. You've got to do something right here and get a stop. You can't let them get more points. If you give up 7 more here, or even 3 to make it that 3-possession game, you're putting yourself in really dangerous territory. So the defense has to continue to play. They have to get a big stop right here on this third down. If they get another first down, even if they don't score, they're going to chew up so much more off of this clock, and they're taking their time now. So you got to get a stop right here. It all starts with this big defensive stand on third down. And the offense has got to just figure some things up. You got to protect Levi. He's got open receivers. You just got to have time to let it fly.
All right, so Thompson on third down and 12. They want to set up a screen. Tipped, nearly intercepted. That'll bring up a fourth down, and would expect Coach Bolding to send the punting unit out.
Oh, yeah, he trusts his defense. I can't imagine it won't be a punt. But you got to stop right there. You maybe didn't do a whole lot about it. They stopped themselves with the drop pass, but, hey, it's still a stop either way. So I'm going to take it. And that's not to say we wouldn't have made a tackle once he did catch it, but now you're going to get the ball back. You just got to protect your quarterback. Give him a chance to throw the ball and step into a throw, and he's shown he can do it. We're going to see the clutch gene right now. Fourth quarter, down 2 possessions. Does he have it?
The Coyotes getting loose here.
You calling it?
I'm calling it.
As long as it doesn't get punted 3 miles into the air.
And it did.
Now you got to get away from it. Oh, that was really close. And he started to run. You got to run a little bit faster, but.
And so that one takes a roll inside the 20. And so it's going to be 83 yards away as they start this possession. You got printing needs? Call our friend Jim Ashley at Preferred Printing. All types of business products, custom letterheads, flyers, business cards, as well as vinyl lettering. Jim also does banners like the ones we have hanging in our stadiums for the broadcast. So call Jim at 501-920-8407 or email at preferredprinting@sbcglobal.net. Wow, so Helena has taken the lead over Mills in the third, 26-21.
And have the ball.
Warrior. Keep it, throws it. Hampton, did he get down and get it?
Yeah,
he did.
he got
So
it.
great catch there by Jackson Hampton.
A little quick game. Maybe slow down the pass rush. Maybe just a little bit. Gives Levi time. Enough time to just get the ball out. Doesn't have anybody in his face that time. So pretty good protection right there on the quick pass too.
That'll be enough for an Acre Pharmacy first down. Make sure you go see our friends over at Acre Family Pharmacy in Maumelle. By the way, if you're voting and you are felt led, vote for Brandon Acre as he runs for Senate. That one caught again by Hampton out to the 35.
Oh, he earned that ankle again, didn't he?
Well,
I knew it looked awkward. Torrey Enlow Moore for the Patriots made the tackle, and it looked like he was trying to help him up, but it looked awkward as he was trying to help him up. That's because Jackson couldn't put any weight on that ankle.
Yeah, that was interesting, and it didn't look like anything too terrible on the hit.
He just went down weird on it.
It looked like it might have slipped a little bit out from under him. If you've been on this new turf, it's, the old surface here at War Memorial was pretty hard, but this stuff is pretty hard too. There's not a lot of forgiveness to this turf. I thought it was interesting. I think it was at Lone Oak last week. They've got that new turf that doesn't have the beads in it or anything. There's no pellets. It was interesting. They also have a turf track, which I found really odd.
And it sucks for Jackson Hampton. He's been fighting injuries all year. He started off with the was it the wrist or the finger to start the year, and he worked his way back, and it kind of hurt. He hurt it a couple times. One time during this Parkview game, the first time around. Then he's healthy for a few games. He's playing good, and then now that ankle's been bothering him for the past
since the Whitehall game.
4 games now.
Yeah, you scored that touchdown against Whitehall and kind of got that ankle twisted around as he was scoring, and just hasn't been the same since. Warrior, they'll give this one away. Henry, he's got some room, takes a shot as he crosses the 40, but another Acre Pharmacy first down for the Hornets.
Good little run right there. And there's still 11 minutes left. You have more than enough time. So it's definitely not 2-minute offense. You got to sling it all the time. If you can still get positive yards on runs like that and get first downs, you've got time to do them right now. Next time you touch the ball, it may be a different story if you can get another stop. But right now, you still do.
Again, obviously you got to get the touchdown here first. But, the Hornets defensively have been really active getting the ball out. So I don't like the chances there. Wiley, your running back, as they split him out wide to the far side of the field. Warrior sees a little opening. Instead, stops good. Decision. Oh, wow. Henry caught it, but paid for it. He took a shot. And we got a couple of Hornets slow to get up.
I think the offensive linemen took each other out, and they were just thinking they were making sure they were still okay. It takes a little bit for your brain to be like, yeah, I'm good. All right. Especially when you're a big man like that. Robinson's starting to take care of business.
It's like Deuce did his thing.
Still this Hot Springs BB game. It's 22-22. I feel like it's been 4th and 15 every time I've looked at this game.
They wanted to throw back. It took a while, but Henry makes the catch. Yeah, that play took forever to develop. Patriot goes out and loses his helmet.
33's helmet. Did anybody see it, though? I don't know if anybody saw it. He may stay in the game.
He is. I bet he does.
He was behind the ref. And the ref's not looking at that guy if his helmet came off on the sideline. But, yeah, nobody saw it.
None of our coaches going to point it out either. I guess nobody saw it. He does stay on the field. That's Kingston
He was
Metcalf.
on the sideline. I wonder if he's on the sideline, does it count since he's not in the field to play with the helmet off?
I think because you're an active player, it does not matter where it happens. You lose that hat.
Davian Jordan's covered up right here. That tight end on the left.
Motion Wiley. Oh, boy.
Are they going to call it if he throws it?
Warrior, that one caught by Bubba. Bubba, the shot delivered, but that was a Patriot that went the other direction after the hit.
Yeah, now, I guess your receiver down here could have signaled that he was off the ball, but by alignment, if there wasn't a signal, he was and typically the ref, he'll stick that hand out backwards if he's off the ball. Davian Jordan definitely looked covered up, but you didn't get any penalty there, so you got away with one. But that's, again, you just got to make sure those things are right in the playoffs.
We are 2 minutes away at Valley View. Harrison leads 27-13. Warrior taking a shot. Got Jackson and just too much on it. As that one falls incomplete.
And I wonder what that route was supposed to look like, because Jackson, he started to bend it, but the ball was thrown like he was going to stay a little bit more vertical. So did he bend it a little bit too much early? I wonder what was exactly supposed to hit at that time. Was the route wrong, or was the ball not thrown in the right place? And that's one of those answers that we never really know the answer to those questions from up here.
When you just think about all season long, the number of times that connection's just so close. Warrior left. Oh, what a catch.
Good catch. Good catch.
That is a heck of a catch by Jackson. His jump man snags that one, and that'll be an Acre Pharmacy first down.
Well, if he ran the route wrong on that last play, he makes up for it, at least to an extent. He didn't get the touchdown back, but that's a big first down on 4th down.
So Valley View scored, but had the extra point block. They're going to try an onside kick with 2 minutes to go. We've got a timeout here.
Parkview's feeling it a little bit. They're feeling it. We're moving the ball on them. If we score, it's going to be a one-possession game. They're not used to this against the Maumelle Hornets. They're trying to make sure they got everything right. They've crossing their T's and dotting their I's, if you will, on defense.
So can we – I just got to give some credit here real quick. Actually, first, let me go down. Jake Hall. Jake Hall, you got anything down there for us? I want to go to Jake first since we have an actual break and we don't have to worry about that. But, Jake Hall, what you got for us?
Yeah. Hey, shout out to that catch right there. I was nerve-wracked right there on that catch. That was just a huge play for the Hornets to keep this drive alive. And I agree with Tyler. So it seems like the Patriots are starting to feel it as the Hornets are starting to gain momentum on offense.
Jake, what's been the emotion level like right now on that sideline?
I mean, it just seems like every time they get another stop on defense, they just come back to life. This defense is single-handedly keeping them in this game right now, as the offense has had some struggles throughout. But they seems like time and time again they can just keep relying on that defense to make a play.
All right, thanks, Jake. Levi gets the snap on first down. Got a scramble, and boy, nothing doing there as the pocket collapses. And that'll bring up a second down and long after the sack, and I'd say that's a pretty good timeout by Coach Bowling.
Yeah, it definitely happened. Got what he wanted. Didn't have much time there. I wasn't looking downfield because he had so much pressure in his face. I don't know if you had anybody open there, but you got to give him more than that. You got to protect him a little bit more than that. And I didn't really look like they sent much of a pressure. They just kind of sent their front four guys, and 3 or 4 of them beat their blocks on that pass.
And you saw Levi tried to work back up through the pocket, but there was just no pocket left. So Henry moves to the left side of Warrior. They fake it to him. Now he works up, but on his feet. He's going to look for Jackson. Jackson couldn't bring it in. That one came up short, and we got a Patriot cramping.
The leg is straight up in the air. Levi, close to getting roughing the passer right there. He kind of launched into him, but didn't get it.
I was going to say a minute ago I wanted to give some credit to the guys over at Hooten's. The score thread is great, although it's not completely updated. But the links to go to every live stream is a pretty cool feature that the folks over at Hooten's have done. That's incredible.
It's great that you got all of these live streams that are available now to watch games. You can watch 17 games now every Friday night. And now some of the productions are better than the other. I mean, we know who the best produced live streams are, but
Andy Gates.
Anything Natural State Sports
right.
minus PA Live, I guess.
Nah, those guys do great. I got to give Will a hard time when I can, but listen,
he works really hard.
We wouldn't be who we are if it wasn't for Will Watkins. So he's built out just about everything we do. So fake it to Henry. Warrior had some time, but now got to take off. Now he's just going to chuck it up for Jackson Hampton, and that was desperation there to bring up 4th and long.
Sack and a couple incomplete passes make it tough on 4th down. You're right. He had some time, but whatever his first read was covered, and then it started to break down very quickly. He does well just to get out of there enough to be able to throw the football.
So our first upset of week 1, Harrison, the 4 seed, has gone into Valley View and knocked off the Blazers 27-13.
Quarterback.
Oh, we're going to go Wild Hornet. Oh, they're going to pitch it back to Levi. But, oh, boy, Levi. Oh, man. It doesn't matter how Levi gets the ball. He is being hounded every single time, and that's going to be a turnover on downs.
That's one I think you run on 3rd and 15. Yeah. Not 4th and 15. We have a pretty good idea Jacob Henry's not going to throw the ball, right? So you're going to have your eyes on the actual quarterback, who's the one that's got the best chance of completing a pass on 4th and 15. Run it the play before whenever they're not quite sure exactly what you're trying to do out of that look, and I think you might have a little bit more time for Levi.
So what's at stake here? Obviously, winner moves on. Loser season is over, but the winner of this one will host a home playoff game here next Friday night. It'll either be Parkview Harrison here, or it'll be Harrison traveling to our place at Maumelle. Let's hope the defense can make a big play here. They'll hand it away, and no gain on the play. Maybe lost a yard.
Okay, there's one big play. Now you gotta stack them on top of each other, and then if you get the ball back, you gotta score pretty quickly since it's still got 2 possessions.
You wonder if maybe we've not seen Crosby since he fumbled there early, but
short leash whenever you got the number of backs. They've got a lot of backs. I mean, we've seen a freshman play really well, so you got a short leash whenever you got guys that many dudes that can tote the football.
And talk about the confidence that Boulding has in this freshman, as that was Goji, the freshman, on that carrying the ball here in crunch time. They're going to give it to him again. Goji right up the middle. My goodness gracious. He's got the Acre Pharmacy first down into Hornet territory to the 43-yard line. Got an injured Hornet.
You can't give up many first downs if you want to have a chance to get back in this one.
It's not quite a backbreaker, but that's a big one. Goji right up the middle, and tell you what, the trenches is where this game has been won today, and that's why Parkview leads it by 2 scores. Offensive line and defensive line have really played well for the Patriots. This time it's Bledsoe on the left side. Bledsoe gets around Henry. They will push him out of bounds. And he will be just shy of a first down. I'll bring up second and about 7.
And that time, Davian Jordan came up, and he found himself in a position to have a chance to make a play, but he came up a little bit too tight that time, and they were able to out-leverage him and get outside. He's got to come with the right angle so that he has a chance to not let him bounce outside of him.
I have no clue how much time is left in this BB game, but it is 22-22. But Hot Springs may have just taken the lead, although our camera works a little shoddy.
Blame it on where the camera's at.
It is a tough spot. It's that forward motion again. This time, throw it out. Caught, as that's Kyron Marshall. I believe is that Marshall? I think that was Marshall's first catch. I know they targeted him in the first half.
That's another first down, another chance to run more time off of that clock.
Springs driving, trying to avoid being the second number 1 seed to fall tonight. Now this one, there's Crosby back in the game. It's the first time we've seen him carry it since the first.
If he wants to cough one up again, we'll take it.
Yeah, Greenbrier having no problems.
I was just checking if we had any more 1 seeds in running into problems. Looks like we may lose one, maybe another one, but the other 2 seem like they're in a better spot at this point. With Robinson, that's still a 10-point game over, but Robinson does have the ball.
Under 6 to play as they'll give it to Crosby. Crosby trying to get the corner. He'll cut. Oh, my gosh, he slipped.
Yeah, he tried to cut, and his feet just left him.
Caden Brooks waiting on him. Fairview trying to hang around down 10, 31-21 as they got under 9 to play at Charlie George. They got a crew watching that one, though. 847 people. We've got about 330 watching us right now, so we appreciate it. Band.
All-star.
There we go. So PI roofing penalty. I'll tell you what, Coach Bolding might want to have a conversation with his band about playing mid-play while your offense is on the field.
It's one thing if you're down here on the other side of the field, but they're right there in your area now.
You know, and I know at least, and look, I am no NFHS rulebook aficionado. At the college level, you cannot play through once play starts.
Wonder if it matters which team has the ball. If the team whose band is playing is the one that has the ball, I guess if you want to do it, they'll let you do it.
I was going back watching some of that Little Rock Christian PA game. Little Rock Christian's taking on the Mississippi State thing with all the cowbells. That got frustrating to listen to all night. Ooh, there we go. The Hornets pinched down on that one back around the 22-yard line, maybe the 23. So it's going to bring up a fourth down. And, obviously, they do not have the kicker that they had last year, who was all the scoring in the first half of that regular season matchup.
And he would be waltzing out there right now if he was on the team. Let's say thanks to the folks over at the Central Sports Network for tuning in tonight, as well as our Parkview fans. We got some big news coming for the Parkview fans, by the way, probably next week. Just stay tuned. Throw this one over the middle, and did he come down with it? He did. Give him 6. As Kyrick Falks with the catch, and that may just about be all she wrote. Yeah, getting a stop right there at least gives you 4 minutes to try and go and score twice, but 4th and 10, It's one that you just can't give up if you want to still have a chance at this one. It makes it extremely – it was already going to be extremely tough with how their defense has been playing. But now 3 possessions, 4 minutes, you're really close to closing the doors.
Our kids being kids therapy. Extra point is up. It is good. So with 3:51 to go in the ball game, Parkview leads it 28-7. The Hornets are going to need a bit of a miracle here if they want to keep playing next week.
The best thing you can hope for right now is bringing that kickoff back for a touchdown and saving some time. But with how they've covered it so far, it doesn't look like that's going to really happen.
Robinson still up 10. Let's see. Maybe Jake. I don't know. Jake, you got anything for us down there? We may go to Jake Hall here before Akel's kickoff, although we may be drowned out by the band, but we'll give it a shot.
Can you get me?
Yeah, I got you, Jake.
All right. Yeah, that was talk about a gut punch right there of a drive for the Patriots. I felt a little momentum kind of seep away from the Hornets, but Coach Maupin's still on the sideline, still trying to keep his guys head in the game and see if they can't make a miraculous comeback here with under 4 minutes to go.
All right, appreciate it, Jake. Our Akel's kickoff. I'm not gonna lie, it surprised me a little bit because we were not set and ready for that kick.
Well, it's because we had 2 guys that ran out there late. They weren't out there when they were supposed to be. They gave the ready for play. They gave them enough time. They gave them time, and they still didn't have people out there. So the White Hat said, "All right, I told you we're ready to play." So then Parkview said, "All right, well, we're gonna kick it if you ain't ready." So that's mental stuff. Which being down 3 possessions now, you start to lose some of that mental edge, and you got guys that unfortunately might be starting to check out a little bit, and they weren't out there when they were supposed to be. And I saw we had a couple guys, both of them refused to let go of each other until somebody came in to break it up. I'm not going to be the one to let go. I'm not that guy.
All right, so 1st and 10. Hornets need a quick strike here. They wanted Hampton. Good job by Hampton to find the open window. Now he stiff arms a man.
I know. Now you go.
Stay in bounds. Now out of bounds. Yeah, easy.
That should. If anything, that better be both ways. But that guy, he was dogging Hampton the entire time after he pushed him out of bounds.
Trying to get his arm off of him. He kept. Yeah. Let's see what they.
I think he was going to call it before the push from Hampton, but I'm hoping he's just calling it before the push.
There you go.
Yeah,
and they do just call it on Parkview. So the PI roofing penalty will go against the Patriots. Now, you don't get penalized on your next roofing or home improvement needs. Call the experts at PI Roofing and Construction. Trusted for over 24 years, PI Roofing proudly serves all of Central Arkansas with a wide range of residential and commercial roofing services designed to meet your needs. Call PI Roofing today at 501-707-3548 or visit them online at piroofing.com. Warrior drops, and he'll be dropped. Boy, they need to blow that whistle. They finally do.
You had time, they could have blown that one dead.
Sportsmanship there out of the Patriots, though, as they pick up Warrior off the turf.
Pocket just collapsed on him rather quickly.
Again, that's been the story of this one. It's been the war in the trenches. Parkview has won it because Bolding has really let his corners play on an island in this game, and honestly, Christian Jackson's gotten the best. Oh my, Mills just took the lead. Christian Jackson's gotten the best of them, but unfortunately, Warrior did this. I mean, God, he is just slung to the turf. Ball may have come out.
He's saying he's down.
And that's been the story of the night, as Warrior has just had zero time to do anything back there.
Yeah, Christian Jackson has been able to win his matchup multiple times. We missed him a couple times. We finally hit him once. But ever since then, he may have been winning his matchup, but we hadn't had time to get the ball to him anytime after that first touchdown.
So a pick 6 for Mills gives them a 27-26 lead, and you can tell there's a Sylvan Hills person in that chat, Mr. Chris Goodman. with that pop that smoke. They want to throw it back. Oh, no, that's a pick. I tell you what, I don't know why we ran that play again. They ran that play earlier in this half, and it took forever to develop. And in that one, it was the exact same thing, except Parkview read it like a book. I do not get why they ran that play again when it did not work the first time around, and now you just handed it back to Parkview on that play.
And those are the types of plays that they work against undisciplined teams that you think you can lull them to sleep. You can get their eyes in the wrong spot. And one thing Parkview showed you in the past few years, no matter what Bolding is the head coach, is they're going to be pretty disciplined on each side of the football.
What in the world? West Helena was trying a hook and lateral play and pitched it right to Mills, and that's what led to I guess that would really be a fumble return I don't know.
Yeah, it went on the throw. If it was on the pitch, it would have been a fumble.
Now Thompson hands it away. Goji up the middle. And they will drag him down. But we are sub 2 minutes left in this one. Timeout. Hornets, no, they're not going to call a timeout.
If they don't call a timeout, then you should be able to take knees.
Looks like the white flag being raised.
Yeah, there's not. No. It's not going to happen at this point.
All right, so as we wrap up football season, guess what started? Basketball season. As Tyler, it's been a great year of football, but Tyler, he doesn't like basketball, so he'll.
I like basketball. I don't like the basketball plays 2 games a week.
Yeah. So Tyler will be stepping away. Andy Gates will get the headset back on and join me for the Pazuki crew as we will. Back together, Goji. Boy, that freshman, he's going to be a problem. And here's the other problem. Parkview comes to the Central next year. And we're going to get to see these guys every single year in conference play now going forward.
Now you should be taking knees.
Yeah. Well, they may want that exclamation point.
No, they got the victory up.
But, join us as we've been waiting, honestly, to see how this game finished up. But our first basketball broadcast of the season, as my wife, Kristen Henson, will move from camera op to producer.
Ooh.
Carrie Rotnick will jump in and be our camera op. And we'll figure out what we're going to do with Bobby Jones. But Andy will come down. The Pazuki crew will be united. And we will bring you Bryant Hornets at the Maumelle Hornets next Friday night from the Hornets Nest, live right here on the Maumelle Sports Network. But that's going to do it for this one. Tough one, Tyler, as Parkview wins this one 28-7. They'll move on. They'll host the Harrison Goblins right here at War Memorial Stadium next week. For the Hornets, the season comes to an end. A really great season for the Hornets. We came into this year, Tyler, with expectations that we would see the running game really light up the scoreboard, but it was the passing game. And Levi Warrior, Christian Jackson, Jackson Hampton, and Jacob Henry, the stars for this team this year. I don't want to leave anybody out. Bubba Johnson, Jordan Harris, that entire offensive line, just a great group of guys. Going to miss that group of seniors, but a great year. Ends a few weeks earlier than you wanted it to. But I got to commend this team's fight here tonight against Parkview. Couldn't get it done offensively, but, I think everybody around the state expected this to kind of go the way the last 3 have gone and be a mercy rule finish. And Hornets really battled all the way to the end here in a 28-7 defeat.
Yeah, Maumelle, they came out in a game that second half has haunted them for the past 2 years, and they put up a fight. They put themselves in a situation to, to try and take something into the second half, and they just couldn't. They had a couple bad turnovers. They weren't able to protect late. But you saw a lot more fight out of them than you have in years past in the second half against Parkview, even at the beginning of this year. And then, as you said, we expected the run game to be leaned on this year. That wasn't the case, which that's how it goes sometimes. Sometimes you have to make adjustments in the middle of the season. And we saw the passing game really light up, and you got Levi coming back. You're losing your offensive line, a lot of your offensive line, not every piece, but a lot of it. You're losing a lot of your pass catchers, receivers. You still got Isaac coming back and some younger guys. But it's going to be on Levi's shoulder at the start of the year next year. So he had a lot of growth this year. We hope to see another another big step. But you said these seniors, they went out on, not the note they wanted to, but they put up fight. They showed that they can play with this Parkview team. It's a 21-point game, but it definitely wasn't exactly like that on the field. Defensively, they showed that what we thought they could do all year. They've struggled so defensively a little bit, but they came in, they put together a good game, and just couldn't put enough points on the board.
Yeah, and I mean, as you look forward to next season, and you mentioned it, obviously a great point. You lose one heck of a senior class. I mean, Maupin was clear from media days on that this was a class that's special to him. This was a group of guys that this was his first full group that he's had since coming to Maumelle, and so I know this season meant a lot to Coach Maupin and wanting to send these seniors out in the right way. But as you look forward to next year, I think one of the questions has been for this team, especially specifically with Parkview, has been, can we compete? And we've always thought, especially first half of most of those games we've competed. I thought we competed well tonight. I think the one thing you got to look to in the future is figuring out a way to beef up in the trenches, because that was the difference here tonight. We weren't able to run it like we'd want to. The thing is you see a guy like Christian Jackson, jump man, running open so often, but unfortunately Levi Warrior just did not have time. You had plays where you had 3rd and 23, a huge third down play where you could have gotten off the field or at least forced them to go for it on 4th down. You give up a touchdown. Those were the differences in this game. It wasn't necessarily a talent issue, it's so much an execution issue, or even really a coaching issue. This was a game where Parkview just had the better guys in the trenches tonight, and that's where you've got to kind of focus on going forward. So, again, all in all, I feel like it was quite a great season for this Hornet football team. In a year where maybe the 5A Central was a little bit down, you had 3 teams that were kind of head and shoulders above them. Robinson was way up there. Now, I believe Robinson's going to finish the job against Camden Fairview. As Tyler pulling it up here, they are up 11, so still a ball game with, we got to wait for that flag icon to move, but they're getting late in that one. Mills leads by a point, but Robinson was kind of head and shoulders above everybody, and then you got Cersei out there who's played really, really well all year long. They were in a dog fight in their ball game as looks like they trail that one 40-34, I believe. No, 49-34, so Cersei's season may be coming to a close as well. But, again, impressed with this team, and they showed some fight and resilience. It would have been really easy, Tyler, for this team after last week. 42-0, just absolutely got beat down in that ball game as Hot Springs has avoided the upset. They have beat BB, so. But, it would have been really easy to come out in this ball game and really just kind of, lay down against a Parkview team that's really had your number. But I thought even through some of the adversity in that first half, this team fought. Even after the 95-yard touchdown drive to open the second half, I thought this team continued to battle. And so, again, a 28-7 defeat, but, great year for our Hornets, and look forward to next year.
Yeah, it's just something you got to give your seniors a nice little walk-off and everything and talk through those guys. I mean, it's a tough game, and you said the trenches, I agree. It's all about the trenches. You got to make sure that you're tough on the offensive and defensive line, and that's where you win and lose ball games. But just, kudos to the entire team coming out and playing a hard-fought game, something that after a bad game last week, you could have just let go of the rope then, but they continued to fight, gave themselves some chances. They just never really ended up coming to fruition. So overall, not a bad season. Definitely some things to work on just as a program, but hope Coach Maupin can continue that growth that he's already started here.
All right, well, there's still going to be football across the Natural State Sports Network next week, we think. There's still some games that are undecided. Mills now down to Helena West Helena with about 8 minutes to go in the fourth, 32-27.
One team left.
Robinson in a battle as looked like Camden Fairview was getting ready for an onside kick, I think.
But still 11-point game, and Robinson
only 4.5, yeah, so it looks like Robinson will probably be moving on. PA has lost. I don't even know the score. I just know they were down like 50. So tough season for PA over on PA Live. But and then Sylvan Hills after the bye, after some rest, Pop That Smoke will be in action on the Sylvan Hills Sports Network. You guys got to make sure you go join my guys, Jay Burr and Chris Goodman, on that call. You talk about a lot of fun. It's been really cool to listen. You know, Jay Burr was just like Sylvan Hills was. Jay Burr was 0-20 calling football games. He then went to basketball season. He was like 0-27 before he finally got to call a win, and then had to come all the way into football season this year. And boy, oh boy, has he been treated to a year by Coach Kelly and his staff. And Coach of the Year, Mark Kelly at Sylvan Hills, has to be. And I'm looking forward to that next week, as I'll have to take a look and see who they're going to match up with. But guys, appreciate it. Tyler, great season. Appreciate you. I got to say a huge thanks to Bobby Jones. Bobby's, came to us kind of by accident as I was buying a table for a Wise Guys game, and ran into his girlfriend, and she said, "Hey, I mean, my boyfriend would love to run a camera for you," and so
whether he would or not,
brought Bobby out. He's been a great addition to our team. We really appreciate him. Got to say thanks, Kerry Rotnick as well. He's helped us out. He does a lot of photography stuff for the band. We really appreciate Kerry and all he's done. Of course, Kristen Henson, my wife, what a job she's done all year long out there on our field camera. And, boy, Andy, we've thrown it all at you, man. Only the second network on of all of our networks to get vMix. You not only learned it, you've pretty well mastered it up there. Don't worry, we're going to throw way more at you next season. But fantastic job by Andy Gates running production for us this year. I couldn't be happier with the way things went. So, again, huge thanks. Jim Ashley as well on stats. And appreciate you guys, the fans, for being here with us all year long. Again, join us next week, as we'll be back Friday night with Maumelle Hornet basketball as my alma mater comes to town. The Bryant Hornets will do battle. The defending 6A state champions will do battle with the 5A runner-up Maumelle Hornets next Friday night right here on the Maumelle Sports Network. All right, for Bobby Jones, Michael Westbrook, Jake Hall, who I did not think, but Jake Hall, I think I gave you a pretty rounding thanks during the ball game. But Jake, again, I cannot reiterate enough how great you've been this year, and just kind of sticking by us and being understanding of the situation and just kind of doing whatever. And we appreciate that. I think you've learned a lot this year from all of that. So huge thanks to Jake. As hey, you may be out there with us since it's both of our alma mater next Friday with Bryant coming to town. But huge thanks to Jake Hall as well. Kristen Henson, Andy Gates, Tyler Chenault. I'm Steve Henson. We'll see you for Hornet basketball in a week. Go Hornets.